Oh, hi, folks. I know, it's a weird stream. We're talking about this weirdo today. But before we get into that, hi. First 10 minutes, let people come in, whatever. Yes, the timing is odd. Got it? Let me explain myself. I was looking at Chili's transparency stuff because I was like, oh, I really want to go over that because his transparency stuff is nonsense. And I realized there's just too much. There's too much to go over. I was just going to be like, all right, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to make a video. I'll edit it down. And then I'm like, why not just make it a stream? You know, this is the time of day where I'd be making videos anyway. Let's bring you guys in. I feel good about that. Let me adjust my volume as well. Hold on. First 10 minutes, we do whatever we want. If you're watching this after the fact, feel free to skip forward if you want to get to the good stuff. But yes, U235 noticed ooh woo and all that good stuff. So we're doing this today. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. Can't promise it. But what I can tell you is that on Thursday, well, someone's challenged me. One of Chili's little fans has challenged me. Oh, and maybe they won't show up. Maybe they will. I don't think it's going to go well for them. I'm going to try to be nice because I don't think they know what time zones are. So that concerns me. I don't want to go too hard on someone who doesn't even know what time zones are. I don't know, but we'll see if that happens. I'm definitely up for it. And I'm trying to be like, hey, where do you want me to send the link to you to join in on Thursday, which is going to be around, I think 5 p.m. Thursday is what the guy wanted. Hasn't answered me yet. I don't know. So maybe he's having second thoughts, as has everyone who's tried to defend Chili, including Chili himself. So doesn't matter, whatever, who knows? Just a thing to look out for. And then, of course, maybe Wednesday in the late afternoon, evening, we might do something as well. Now, as far as this stream goes, we're going to go through this video right here. Sunday night transparency. What is it? How does it work? When can we start? It's a 30-minute video, and I'm going to be interrupting it a lot. I scrolled through about 15 minutes of the transcript and made some notes. And we're going to go till it's over. If it goes for more than 2 hours, I'm going to have to stop this so I can wish Artie a happy birthday. I believe it's... which Artie is it? I have two Arties that I interact with now. Nope, don't know. I want to say corporate fiction, but it might be Bar and Grill of Stupidity. It's one of those two. So, doesn't matter. Oh, Paul Carroll's here. Hey, Paul. Says, I watched his transparency explanation stream, and not only would his system be less safe for civilians and officers, it would result in more casualties and more violations of civil rights. I imagine we're going to talk about a whole bunch of that for sure. And I don't know if you're free next week, but I think I have some time if you want to get in on a stream. I'll definitely be looking for you in the chat in case you have any great ideas. All right, it's corporate fiction. Got it. All right, cool. Yes. So, let's see. It's 2:03. We got another 7 minutes. Heckin' yeah. Wow, what are you all doing here at this weird time? Sorry, I didn't think I was like, 20 people. 20 people will join in. You know? But thank you all for being here at this weird time of day. Now, remember my last stream, I had those weird screenshots, and you're like, what is that? Well, the video comes out tomorrow. If you're a channel member, you can view it today, right now. And hopefully throughout the week, I'll be releasing more files that I have on Delete Lawz. I got distracted. There's a lot I'm trying to do in my life. So, yeah. So that's going to happen as well. But yes. Cheeky monkey. You're beating me to it. Yes, about what I'm going to call him out on. There's a lot to call him out on. There's going to be a lot of pausing, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like me pausing to make commentary, I don't know what to tell you because it's going to happen. Now's your chance. I already told you. I'm sorry. Also, fair use. You know, I gotta add that stuff in there. But, yes. Some of you watching from work. Did I get any 1940s Germany vibes from Chili's presentation? I haven't even I just read the transcript. I just read, I don't even know what the video is, just some of the transcript. But yeah, there's some definite stuff about not good things from him as a general vibe. Yes. So, now Aaron, thanks so much. Says super off topic, but has anyone else seen the trailer for the new Batman movie with Adam West Batman inserted? Yes, by Corridor Digital. I watched that last night. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Let's see. Yeah, 4 more minutes. We'll get into it. I'm just letting people get in. Oh yeah, Europe. It's pretty late, isn't it? Well, that's what you get for being European. I don't know. Europe's great. I love Europe. But yeah. Mark Jones asked, does transparency have a social credit system attached? Right? Well, that's like the sort of the thing, right? Well, people, they won't commit crimes because they're being filmed. Why? People already commit crimes when they're being filmed. So what are you going to add to that? A social credit system? There it is. Cool. Yeah, no, bad. No. So, good time. Good time. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Mark the sarcastic law student. Good name. Good, yeah, sarcasm. I can relate to that. But I digress. Transgirl asked, what about us Europeans? What do we do? Existed in a different time zone. No, you guys are great. Good stuff. Good stuff. Mark Jones, also, I think I had that in my notes, says, people film themselves committing crimes. I'm pretty sure that's in my notes. Literally. Oh, you stop beating me to this. Or don't. No, it's fine. No Faith says, when can we start building those transparency buildings? Well, I mean, why not just kick people out of an existing building and put them in there? I mean, heck, he hasn't thought any of this out. Just do whatever. Ugh. Oh, how's it going, Cowboys? Good to have you here. You, I think, in particular, might appreciate the video I just released today. It's a good one. It's a good video. Oh, he mentioned social credit system on one of my streams. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Well, there you go. Huh. 2:08. 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And then we start. What's his criminal record? A lot of traffic infractions. Oh my God. Theft out of Oregon. There is domestic violence. No, sorry, not domestic violence. Excuse me. There are allegations of that. We have not determined fully what all that is. There is a stalking protection order out of Alaska. That's what I've already released. That should be fully available to the public. Someone has a website that they're going to put it on. And I'm super cool with that happening. I mean, there's a bunch. There's just a lot. And a lot of it's smaller stuff. But then every once in a while, like, oh, you lied to a police officer on that one. You got convicted for intentionally providing false information to a police officer. Literally bought his friend's driver's license. And then when he got pulled over, pretended to be his friend. That's super illegal. That's very, very illegal. What happened to the transparency? If you were filmed, would you not have done that? I don't know what to tell you, Chili. Don't know what to tell you. Colony, thank you so much. Says I can't show Chili days of footage. People film committing crimes and not just police body cams. I've watched at least an hour today on Reddit. Yeah. No, people commit crimes when they're being filmed, even with body. Like, police wear cameras. What? Well, they're just more angles of cameras. Well, cool. So when the camera's directly facing them, they still commit the crimes. What is the problem here? Why would they change their behavior? I don't understand. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, all right, we're close enough to 10 minutes after the start. We are going to get into it. and we're just going to watch this. I'm going to pause it a whole bunch. And I keep saying that because I'm going to get comments. You pause it too much. I warned you so many times. Anyway.
And I won't be able to sit in car chat for very much today, but I will be able to car chat a little bit as I get to the next place that I'm going. You know, I really should have been a school teacher.
Okay, first of all, sure, maybe you could have been a school teacher if you didn't have a lengthy record, which we just talked about, of tons of infractions and some misdemeanors, some stuff almost felony level. It makes it hard to be a school teacher with all of that. Just saying, it's kind of crazy. I would have been a teacher. They probably wouldn't have hired you, though. So I don't think you would have. Maybe in a different life, you weren't a criminal. I'm just saying. We're starting off strong here, folks.
In another life, I would have been a school teacher. You know, if the world wasn't in the state of affairs that it is in, if the world wasn't in a state of affairs that it was in.
Oh no!
Been forever since I've seen you live. The super chat number should give a clue as to how long. Lol. Didn't Chili just describe Robocop or Judge Dredd? Lol.
Thank you! Whoa! Why did it just do it again? Well, it's doing it again. Stop that. Well, it's broken now. There we go. We're just gonna save that. Thank you. Yes. So it has been a while. It's good to have you up and all up in here. Let's see. Doesn't Chili describe RoboCop or Judge Dredd? Basically, yeah. Kind of. Like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about, Chili. I don't know what to tell you. But Haunted Floating Eye. An excellent name, by the way. It says Chili's glasses cam idea is ridiculous. As someone who pulls body-worn cameras, we can barely keep up with the normal requests. Well, didn't you hear? He's going to have like 4 different, well, I think it's 3 different agencies that can do that. I don't know who's going to pay for it or any of this, but there you go. I don't even know. Well, actually, no. With this transparency thing, you can just whip it out there because nobody's concerned about redacting any information or protecting privacy because, heck, why not? Transparency. Get people's social security cards or numbers. Who cares? Oh, Chili's live right now? Let me check that. What's he talking about? Filing federal civil rights lawsuits. Okay. It's a fundraiser. You know what? I got it.
Run ahead of you, Nez.
Oh, he's running.
Just see if I can.
He's running.
Here.
What is this?
I'm going to hold my camera kind of nonchalant here. You guys will see it go black.
I'm going to be nonchalant about this.
That's okay. That's okay. Hang on one second. Thanks, Coopville. Oh.
Yeah, get in there. Do you think that building has a no filming sign?
Did I make it? Did I make it? I'm going to federal district court to go file this. No. Yeah. I don't have any weapons or explosives.
Okay, he's going through the security thing.
Violence.
Very exciting. Stand by. Chili doesn't want to look at all those crazy dials and gauges. He just wants to fly helicopters. Says no faith. That's right. Yeah. You don't need. You just heck. Why not?
Where I go?
Court?
Yeah.
Go to the 14th.
I think maybe they're about to close, and he was running in before they closed.
Gotcha. Thank you, Captain.
All right.
14th floor. God dang it. Okay.
Whoa, language there, bud. Hey, children watch this channel.
14th floor. 14th.
All right, Plano, Texas.
Going up. Here we go.
Here
we go.
Just in an elevator. Let's see. Plano, Texas.
Here we go.
Courthouse. Filming.
14th floor.
Ooh, very exciting. Well, yeah, he's in an elevator. Of course, his broadcast stopped. All right, let's see. Plano. Collin County. Rules of the court. His stream is still doing that. Let's see. Film. Okay, I think okay, so we have, assuming he's in Plano. There we go.
Is this the right place?
It looks like in a
I'm
courtroom,
sorry, is this where I
can't film,
filed
but he
for
might.
federal district
There
lawsuit?
isn't a
Thanks, sorry about
problem doing it outside of the courtroom. Not outside of the courthouse, but outside of the courtroom. Could be wrong about that, but there you go.
One's for you. I have the other 5 copies right here. Oh, you know what we need? No.
Well, okay. I want to see him give him the paperwork last minute. That's all. And then we'll get back to his nonsense, his other nonsense.
Okay. How many of these do you get a day?
He has
How many of these do you get a
38,800
day?
subscribers, and we have more viewers than he does. I love it. Does that maybe indicate that he bought some of those subscribers? I don't know. Maybe. Do I know that he did? I don't know. Do I feel like maybe? I think he's tapping his fingers. Impatient man is impatient.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna open or assign the case. She's gonna take the paper.
Okay, got it. Give her the money now?
I'll give you 1 moment.
Okay, no problem.
Riveting stuff. If he wasn't doing this live, I wouldn't even care about this.
Yeah, I have a
But,
thumb drive. It's coming up right now. He's bringing it up right now. He's coming up. I just want to run in here before you guys close. I don't want to miss you.
Oh, he's got Archangel for Truth. All up in his comments. Anyway, all right. I don't think anything's really going to happen there. Anyway, we're going to go back to his other nonsense. Let's see. Where was that video? I think it was this one. Yes.
Then I would probably do something else with my life. Like teaching or coaching or one of those things.
Wendy Dinelli,
And
thank you
so-
so much. I appreciate having you here. Thank you.
So,
Also, Aaron. You guys are distracting me. It's fine. It says, according to Google Maps, Plano to Ironton's a 15-hour drive. If he drives for all of tomorrow, will he make it back in time? Is Zoom an option for him? Well, he tried to get Zoom. He's like, I'm afraid for my safety if I go back. So Zoom could be a possibility. But isn't his trial on the 28th? I might be wrong about that. If it's the 28th, he has time. Well, maybe he'll start today. I don't know. Oh, Paul says, think of how angry he will be if there's another issue with this filming and he can't get it submitted today. Yeah, because he can't come back. He has to leave for Ironton. I kind of want to, you know what? I kind of want to go back just in case there is an issue. Just in case. What are you looking at? Looking at your reflection, bud? Hi, it's me. I'm looking at you. Hi. Hello. It's me.
Yes, but can you
got
turn
the
my
thumb drive.
papers over so that no one can see them, please? Thank you.
okay, we got the thumb drives. We
Sounds
only
like
need to
poor
get
planning
one
on his
to
part,
go with the court, and then we
being
give
that
the other
late.
4.
What was he up to?
We give the other 4.
What was he doing all day? Discord, got it.
This is the only just you have today.
We have all 5 of them. We have 5 complaints, and we have 5 thumb drives, 1 for each complaint.
Oh, so this is one exhibit.
Yeah. It's just 3 videos.
What?
I didn't think you wanted 3
What
thumb
just happened?
drives with each.
What? Oh! Oh, I see.
Hope you and all the others can bring this to end.
Oh, that's Swedish. Oh, thanks, Mats. Mats Gunnarsson. I don't know why he did it twice. If he does it a third time, we're going to have a talk. All right, it does it twice now. Thank you so much. Says, hope you and all the others can bring this to an end. Gosh, I hope so. There's evidence, by the way, and I'm not sure it is my evidence to share yet, that some of the people he was hoping in Ironton have grown very tired of him. I am not at a point where I'm ready to throw that at you guys yet. I have to confirm that I am allowed to share that information if that information does in fact exist. So, there you go. Colony, thank you so much. Says, between you and him, you're better looking. Oh, stop it. I mean, he's a lot more than me, but he's got a pretty ugly personality. Let's see. Is he getting angry?
You know, never pay it. Stay.
Okay, I don't think he's gonna get angry. It's fine. We're gonna keep going. Let's see. There we are. All right.
You know, tomorrow night I want to just get right.
He was
into this.
smoking weed in the courthouse parking lot. Was he actually like? Did he have that in a stream? Or are we just speculating? Okay, well now I have to go back. He's driving and doing a live stream.
Federal.
He's not wearing his headphones.
So
Okay, no, I don't think he was. Anyway, let's keep going.
because I'll post this and people will watch it, or they won't.
Yeah, that's his stream. Not mine. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. So it's frustrating to me too.
So the thing about what I'll be is it can be implemented. There doesn't have to be a delay in transparency. We can implement this system right away. As soon as we have, see, this is the whole reason I always am going crazy about executive power. Because once you have executive power of a state, you're the president of that state.
Okay. First of all, no. You're the governor of that state, and there are similarities. You're not the president of that state. Stop it. Also, yes, someone brought up the headphones. Yes, I believe you cannot wear headphones over both ears in Texas, but that I'm not sure. I can confirm that holding his phone while driving would violate Texas law. In a bit, he actually responds to someone who says something. So reading that message off his phone while driving, that is absolutely illegal in Texas, 100%. The headphone thing, let's check. Headphones while driving Texas. Oh. Apparently it's not illegal, although there may be an ordinance. So I guess Texas doesn't have a statute on that, but I can't confirm that 100%. A quick Google search, just without any digging, says no. So, I digress. Where was I? Yes. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, okay, so his transparency system, he's like, oh, corruption, blah, blah, blah. His idea, pretty sure, would violate the Fourth Amendment, your right to privacy. I mean, police can't even use, what's the word I'm looking for? Heat sensors. Thermal imaging, thermal video. They can't use thermal video because that's an unlawful search. And I have an old video on my channel about that. Because that kind of technology is not widely available to the public, or at least when that ruling happened, I want to say it was 2004, it was determined that it was not widely available to the public, and therefore people aren't generally prepared to be searched with thermal imaging. And they have not taken steps to address it. And now that technology is definitely available to the public. However, it's still not widely used in situations where you'd be like looking through walls at people. So it's a thing. And for him to be like, drones, cameras everywhere, everything would be filmed. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like the Fourth Amendment guy, you said you studied the Constitution for 20 years. Explain that. Additionally, I'm pretty sure Ohio probably has some privacy laws that this would violate. So he'd have to change those laws. As governor, which is what he's trying to run for in 2026, allegedly, I don't believe that he actually is, he can't. He doesn't write the laws. The legislature writes the legislation. He can veto it, and he can definitely be like, hey, do you mind writing this up? But he isn't the guy making these laws. And for him to be making the laws and approving those laws and implementing those laws would basically be the tyranny that he's pretending to fight against. There are checks and balances. His entire thing is checks and balances. But he also wants to remove the checks and balances for himself. It's absurd. It's insane. It is nonsense. Anyway, we keep going.
You can implement all kinds of things. You can implement all kinds of change of a state. That's why we have to fight so hard to get there. And we will get there. So, transparency tomorrow night, when I lay this out for you, initially, you're going to go through, and I've been talking to people about how the system works, exactly how the system works. And then initially, people are going to have this 1984 Big Brother kind of feel to it. But I go back to the...
Yes, because it's literally that. Well, initially they're going to have it, but later they won't. And why is that? Is it because they're not going to be allowed to complain? You can make that illegal? Well, you're not allowed to complain about the system. That's a crime. Look at my transparency officer to film you doing it. Is that what's going to happen? Like, why would they not? Why would that change? You'll like it or else, right? Now, Aaron, I think, was it Aaron? Did I see a thing of the thing? Aaron, yes. Thank you so much, by the way. Says, he also said it can be implemented immediately. He has interacted with the government enough to know that the government does nothing quickly. Yes, this cannot be implemented immediately. First of all, I know Paul has brought this up. It would be challenged immediately. There would be lawsuits filed to stop it for review. His plan is to cut police budget by 60% until they can cut it 100% to go to his... What just happened? Oh, thank you. Whatever that was. It'll pop up. Ah! Gia, thank you so much. Says, keep up the great info on this grifter. He takes advantage of the uneducated, underrepresented people and feeds off their grief and hardship. Yes, and I've talked to some people that have fallen for this trap of his, and there's a very good reason some of these people fall for it. It never holds up. They always eventually go,
keep up the great info on this grifter. He takes advantage of uneducated, underrepresented people and feeds off their grief and hardship.
There you go. They quickly realize, oh God, no, this guy isn't going to do anything. So even the Ironton auditor, the guy who's like, I'm going to be an auditor because Chili inspired me. Oh, Sarah Marie. Thank you so much. Apparently even he's like, and I haven't confirmed this, but even he's like, oh, I don't know, like Chili lied to me. Oh, so like, my God. When Chili came to Ironton, yeah, he had some people who are like, yay. And now those people apparently are, oh, don't come back. He's lost everything in Ironton. There's no way. PCB, thank you so much. That sounds like Chili is going to secede Ohio from the Union when he's elected. What a maroon. What a maroon. I love it. Good use of maroon there. I love that. I haven't seen that in a long time. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Sarah Marie says, D-Bag Lawz has now decided to sue Tina Slade, the lady who we got the case numbers from, a lady whose son was mistakenly killed by the DEA. Yes, I've been talking to her about that incident to help her sort of organize the info related to that incident. But that's between me and her at the moment. Unfortunately, I'd love to go over it, but also her son died, so not my thing to share. But yeah, I don't know what he'd be suing her for. But okay, you know? I hope it's defamation so that we can see all the things come into the light about what happened there. Because I've heard the stories. And I believe Masshole Report did a thing on that. I have a lot of that same information. But if he's going to try to prove anything, it has to be addressed in the lawsuit. I don't want the lawsuit to go forward because Tina seems like a very lovely person. But if it does, I'm definitely going to be grabbing it and addressing why, presumably, it's stupid. And I say presumably because every other lawsuit he's ever filed that I've seen has been very, very stupid. He's definitely threatened people with lawsuits a lot without filing anything that I'm aware of. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, no, she went through her thing. She's one of the people that Delete Lawz attempted to scam, and she saw through it. It was pretty quickly, from my understanding, she saw through it. The problem was getting rid of him. Anyway, it's a whole thing. So, it's Chili. Hold on. What is Chili doing?
Just so you guys know, right now I'm almost in.
What's he doing? What is, bro? You filed some paperwork and paid for it. You didn't do anything. Anyone can do that.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah, nothing Everything has changed. I gave them some paperwork, and now I can be liable for malicious prosecution. Yeah! Woo! We did it! We acted a fool again! Come on. Okay, wow. What a doofus. What a doofus. But I digress. Back to my thing. What a doofus.
Solid question that I've asked time and time again. And what that question is, if there is not a camera there and it is not on film and you are charged with a crime, let me ask you a question. Are you going to beat those charges?
Do you think that nobody ever beat a charge before a camera was invented? Come on. What are you talking about? What happens? He doesn't seem to think that the camera will show that the police are telling the truth. He's like, oh, the camera always shows the police are lying. That seems to be his mentality. What happens when the camera doesn't show that they're lying? Right? The presence of camera doesn't mean that you get away with the crime. People beat charges before cameras existed. People still lose cases now that cameras do exist. What is this nonsense?
Are you going to have to defend those charges? So, you're promoting American Pride Ohio. Good. I like American Pride Ohio.
That's where he reads the chat, by the way. Oops, sorry. That's where he reads the chat. That makes it illegal because he did read a message that came in and he acknowledged it like an idiot, right? Having his phone there, not illegal in Texas, not state level, maybe ordinance level type stuff. Reading the chat, yes, because that is considered receiving a text message and reading it while operating a motor vehicle. So, crime. Says, I don't commit crimes. Right there. Committed a crime. Anyway.
I haven't even seen any of his videos yet. I only saw 5 seconds of one, and then I'm so slammed. You have no idea. There's people who are calling me, telling me that.
Wait, In-New Game says the helmet can't be removed. What? Yeah, that would be torture. That's nuts.
They're going to court tomorrow. They're facing double jeopardy. Their kids are being taken. They're facing. There was a kid
they're facing double jeopardy. No. I would love to hear him try to explain what double jeopardy is. Facing double jeopardy. Hold on. Let me read this chat real quick. Let me see. You slammed. You have no idea that people calling me, telling me that they're going to court tomorrow. They're facing double jeopardy. Their kids are being taken. They're facing. Okay, yeah. Sometimes parents are garbage and kids have to be removed for the safety of the child. Sometimes that system doesn't work out so hot. But I've talked about this before in my streams. Definitely a bad family versus small chance of a bad family. Small chance is better than 100% chance when it comes to family is bad. System is not perfect. However, I have had children removed from families. I've responded to incidents where I called CPS and got them involved. And it's because the children's lives were in danger. Should I have not done that? I should have, and I did, and I don't regret it. Anyway.
Talked to in Texas here, and I talked to him last night. And he's a 29-year-old black guy. And I was out at my buddy's ranch out here, and the black guy said to me, he has 2 felonies on his record. And I said, what do you have 2 felonies for? And he said he had 2 felonies. He got a felony when he was 18 years old.
All right, this part is great. First, Tones, thank you so much. Says Chili probably thinks that double jeopardy means they're facing 2 bad things happening to them and not the actual meaning. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But before we get into that.
He got a felony. He was 18 years old for shoplifting. And because it was just over $300, they charged him with a felony.
Okay, no. No. I checked as far back. This is one of the things I actually dug into when I was going through the chat. Or not the chat, the transcript. Thank you. I checked back as far as 2005. okay, as to what the laws were for felony theft. And in Texas, it has always been at least $1,500. Right now, I think it's closer to $2,500. So $300 is not felony theft unless he's been convicted 2 or more times for theft. So probably not, because he said he was only convicted twice. So it's not that. Or it's a theft of a firearm. That's a different story. Oh, I was convicted of a felony at 18 because I stole a gun. Okay, yeah. Shoplifted the gun. Don't think that's how shoplifting works. So somebody is lying. Either Chili's lying to us or the guy's lying to Chili. I wouldn't be surprised at both a little bit. Alternatively, it could be robbery with a weapon, but that's not shoplifting. That would be a felony. So that's wrong. And as a scholar of law, he should have known that $300 was a little low, because like anything under $1,000 generally isn't going to be a felony level thing. Maybe, but 300? Come on. That's easy to check too. I did it. I know that $300 will not get you a felony. It wouldn't have when he was arrested 10 years prior. So what's the prop? Where's the lie? Who's lying? One of you is. One of you is lying. Tell me more. I want to know.
He was 18 years old. That was 10 years ago for him, 11 years ago. And I said, what judge, what human being sits on a bench, claims to be a just person, a good person, a person of integrity and somewhat moral?
Oh, don't talk to us about integrity and morality, Chili. You've had multiple protection orders filed against you because of your terrible, terrible behavior. Also, a lot of crimes you committed. Also, you were branded a racist. That was like, what, a couple years ago? Wasn't even that long ago. Stop it. Stop playing the victim. Just don't.
Even though morality is the social construct created by the social contract. You can read about that by Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
Yeah, that's a French philosopher. That's not exactly law, bud.
He goes into deep detail about how morality will be created by the social contract, that man is born perfect.
Now, Aaron says, I have a gun that cost me $200, so it could be totally honest on all fronts that he stole a gun worth $300 and got a felony. I don't know that I've ever been to a gun store, and maybe in Texas it's different, because I know how Texas likes its guns. But guns have always been in a case, and regardless of the price, they were always in a glass case, if they were like a pistol, or locked into a rack. I mean, if you can just like pick them off the shelf or whatever, cool, then maybe that would be what it was. But shoplifting a pistol feels a lot different than just shoplifting. Because you think shoplifting, oh, he grabbed some clothes, he did whatever. Shoplifting 300 is a lot. But if he's just grabbing a pistol and running, right? If it wasn't a case, did he like reach under and grab it and go? Because that's a big difference than, oh, just let me slide this box of cereal in there. Which is the mentality that just shoplifting gives me. So I don't know if it gives you that mentality, but I don't know. Taco Josh or Taco Yoshi, thank you. Says it was $350 and was the Loch Ness Monster. That's right. Aha. So yeah. So maybe they were just on the shelves. I don't know. And Paul actually says, unless the prosecutor offers a plea deal, if a crime reaches the statutory definition of a felony, a judge can't just decide to have the crime be a misdemeanor instead of a felony. But that's a very good point. So if he met the elements, surely it doesn't, like, bro, don't steal presumably a gun. I think at this point we're just assuming it's a gun. I don't know if it was a gun, but like, that's the only way I can try to make this make sense without it being a complete lie. Omission of fact, sure. Complete lie wouldn't be if it was a gun. I don't know. Also, it's Texas. I could believe, of all the states, I could believe that Texas would just have guns lying around in the store. So, I don't know.
However, when we put the social contract over the top of man, and you have to get food, shelter, warmth, and protection.
There are government programs for that, and they're not always perfect, but stealing guns doesn't seem like the solution to it, assuming it was a gun.
You have to get those 4 things. That man will do almost anything to provide food, shelter, protection for themselves and their family. So the social contract that we live under is the construct that creates morality. So,
Girl Power asks, it's a good question, is it illegal to wear headphones in the car while driving, holding a cell phone, texting, or talking on a cell phone? Or it's illegal. I'm sorry, I thought it was a question. It's illegal to wear headphones in the car while driving, holding a cell phone, texting, or talking on a cell phone in Ohio. But he's in Texas right now, so the headphones are not illegal. Holding a cell phone is not illegal if you're over the age of 18. However, he did read off a chat, and that would be illegal. So there's that.
I talked to this guy last night, 29 years old, and he said they charged him with a felony when he was 18 because he shoplifted just over $300. And so the judge charged him with a felony and they stuck it to him. And then he got a...
You probably know why they stuck it to him. Because all the elements of the crime were met. What? You mean when someone actually commits a crime, there are sometimes punishments? Something that Chile doesn't seem to acknowledge ever? I don't understand.
A drug charge a few years later, and that was a felony as well, even though it was just a possession. He was just out on the town doing drugs with his friends, which about half of America does.
Okay. Few issues with that statement. I researched this one as well. So, assuming that words are hard. Assuming the possession charge was around 2015 in the state of Texas, that means he would have had been in possession of any amount of meth, any amount of opium, any amount of heroin, any amount of cocaine, LSD, mescaline, ketamine, psilocybin, amphetamine, MDMA. Okay, there are the list of drugs is long. Those are the ones, in my experience as counter narcotics, I would expect to find in someone's pocket, maybe, or on their person, if they're out on the town partying. Okay, now. That would be felony jail level in Texas, which would be 1.5 years in jail. Texas, like, instead of starting at a year, starts at 1.5 years, I guess. I don't really know. Before I keep going, Tina, hello, Tina, says his Odyssey is not self-driving. Also, thank you very much. Yeah, so he drives a car that is not a self-driving car. And his excuse, like, oh, I can do all this because it's self-driving. No, it's not. Prove it. I don't believe him for a second. Even if you're in a self-driving car, law does not allow you to do that. There are, to my knowledge, no exceptions or exemptions to the laws that say, oh, your car's self-driving, yeah, you can totally use a cell phone. You're going to have to take that one to court and fight it in that manner. Because even if your car drives itself, you still have to be in control of it. You still cannot be distracted. Driving, or self-driving or not, does not matter. It would still be a crime in the state. But Tina brings up a very good point. Thank you for triggering that rant. You know how I love my rants. All right, more of the drug stuff. Haha. So that was any amount for all those drugs, big drugs. However, if he had 4 or more ounces of the following, it would be a felony. And those following would be marijuana, peyote, methylphenidate, which you're going to see as generally a prescription type drug, I believe. Barbitol. Barbitol, I want to say, is a depressant. Could be wrong about that. And we have synthetic marijuana as well, something like spice. Now, I don't know what he had on him, but if it's felony level that, he had something on him. And that's a crime. It's a crime, folks. If you want to not be convicted of being in possession of drugs, A, don't be in possession of drugs, okay? B, get the law changed first, and then go out and be in possession of drugs. Go to Amsterdam, have fun there, I don't know. Or don't. I'm not telling you to do them. I'm just saying be smarter about it. Right? You already got when you're 18. And then a few years later, you got again. Maybe make better life choices. Make better life choices. I've never in my life accidentally found myself in possession of heroin. Not once. It's pretty easy to not be in possession of heroin or cocaine. It's a pretty conscious choice to get involved in that. So, don't know what to tell you about it. Now, his other thing is, he said, oh, like about half the United States is doing drugs. No. Federal statistics indicate about 11% of Americans over 12 use illicit drugs. Just 11. Okay? That's not half used ever. I think 18% is about half used ever. 11 is use it regularly. And that does include marijuana. For it to be 50%, like you're claiming, or around 50%, you'd have to have like 38% of the population be babies lighting up crack pipes. You don't think that's what's happening, right? Your numbers are easy to check. Your numbers are wrong. Anyway.
Pretty regularly. Probably more than that goes out on the town and parties, whether it be alcohol, cocaine, meth, weed, you name it. Pick your chemical.
Oh, May. Wait. There. Oh, okay. We're waiting on... That's one of my special ones. Is it going to trigger? Because it didn't last time. for it. It's going to read it.
That's not a firearm, Sergeant.
Oh, no, I
Sergeant,
did.
Sergeant, 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 Sergeant,
Yay.
Sergeant, Sergeant, well, Sergeant.
I pray every day this guy goes on Dr. Phil and tries saying this on the show. Could you imagine the train wreck?
It would be amazing. I'd be like, pull me back. Pull me back, Phil. Let's round 2. Come on. He wants to fight me. Oh, man. Like, I bet you wanted me to fight Jeremy DeWitt. Didn't happen. This guy, he's going to get physical. Let's go. Ooh, I'd be back in a heartbeat. I'm like, you know what? I'll drive myself down again. I don't care. Let's go. Let's do it. But anyway, thank you, by the way. Thank you so much. So, let's keep going.
Friday and Saturday night. And here's a little fun fact for you in case you didn't know this. If you want to live a long life, if you don't want to die young, let me give you a fun fact. Most people in the United States of America die on Saturday night. Most people die between the hours of 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. between Saturday night and Sunday morning. If you want to live a long life, then during those hours on Saturday,
He's like,
if you want to live a long life, then
oh, I thought he like swerved out of the way or something. Sorry, let's keep
during
going.
those hours on Saturday and Sunday morning, do not participate in any kind of social event or go anywhere or do anything. That's
Don't do anything if you don't want to. Live in a cave if you want to live long. Here's the deal. He says Saturday night, Sunday morning, deadliest time of the week. Okay, well, there was a study between 1999 and 2014 that did, in fact, say that Saturday is the deadliest day of the week. The least deadly was Sunday. The difference was 1.8%. So if you don't go out on Saturday, you are 1.8% more likely to live, I guess. I don't know. That's not how percentages work. It's just that the most dangerous day is 1.8% more dangerous than the least dangerous day. And the dangers were mostly like driving. Some of it was drunk driving, sure. And then you have a bunch of people driving during the middle of the day. Friday had similar issues as well. The most common deaths on those days, on Saturday, was, let's see, I have it written in front of me. Heart disease, cancer, chronic lower respiratory diseases, accidents, and strokes, Alzheimer's, diabetes, flu, pneumonia, kidney disease, and suicide. Okay, so somewhere a little higher than the middle is accidents. So, yeah, Saturday night, probably a lot more likely to have drunk drivers. But he's also promoting, at some point, we'll get to that, I'm sure, this whole, just if you're a drunk driver, we'll just have pullover places where they can taxi you back home. As opposed to, you have a phone and Uber. Get yourself home. As opposed to, don't get in your car if you're drunk. I think I would get to that in here, right? Like, it's so dangerous. Don't go out if you want to live. Okay, first of all, overdoses, right? Don't complain about that because he had drugs on him. Second, don't be like, don't go out. But also, you can drive drunk and we shouldn't stop you. You should be able to handle your own logical thoughts on, when to pull over. No, there is no when to pull over. It's don't start driving in the first place. That's the issue. Don't start driving. Are you insane? I'm losing my mind. Thank you, Alex, by the way. It says just be a recluse and it's not an issue. There you go. Right? Oh my God, you compare his logic to his own logic. It just cancels itself out. I had to do it again because you couldn't see it very well. Santa Fe Mike, thank you for subscribing, by the way. That little donut cat thing. Defamation Court Judge, thanks so much. Says Saturdays must be abolished. Sustained. Court in recess.
That's the number one time that people die in the United States of
Joe
America.
Breezy. Hey, thank you. And there it is. Haha, I saw it before this triggered and spooked me. Take that. Thank you so much. It will read it? It will read it. Oh, wait. I always forget. I'm trying to be better. Sergeant? Oh, Sergeant? I'm going to start talking. It's going to trigger. So there I was, walking down the avenue. Still not going. Why isn't it going? You know what? I'll give it. I'll just do it for you. And I'll read it as well. Sergeant, 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 sergeant. And then he makes this face. I looped it. And I got to watch it live. It was amazing. It was on when he was on Dr. Phil. And he just, shocked 37. I'm just watching it just directly across from him. It was so good. Anyway, thank you, Joe. It says, dying at home is a thing. I'm a paramedic, so, oh, yeah. Right? Like, you're going to die. You're going to die eventually. And yes, not being on the road during those hours can make you less susceptible to being struck by a drunk driver. But you can also take a bus. I don't know what to tell you, man. To Joey, not to you, Joe. You're doing great. Thank you for being here.
So they had hit him with 2 felonies and he had done no jail time. And now he's being charged with a 3rd felony. Oh, for having a gun in his glove box, and he wasn't allowed to own a gun because he was a felon, even though his charges were...
I'm pretty sure it's fairly common knowledge. If you're a felon, you generally can't own a firearm. Poor life choices. I'm not saying the dude's a bad guy. Maybe he's a delightful human being. But poor life choices. If you're a felon, check the laws in your state to determine whether or not you can own a firearm. Get a black powder revolver. You know, Civil War style. Or don't. I'm just saying. That's not technically a firearm per the ATF. So, it's a thing. But I digress. It's a thing. I don't know why he's like, why would they do this? I would like to know why he had a firearm as a 2-time felon. Is what I'd like to know. Just a thought. Actions have consequences. Kills me.
For shoplifting the first time when he was 18, and then drugs when he was 24 or 25. And now he can't carry a gun, so even having self-protection is a felonious crime where he has to go to prison.
Well, maybe if he cared so much about self-protection, he should not have committed 2 felonies. Or maybe he can make friends with people who aren't felons, and they can protect him. I don't know what to tell you, man. I will tell you this. You know what? No, because that's not an excellent point, because I'm trying to... There's a fallacy involved. I feel bad for saying it, because I would be called out on it in an instant, and I like to hold myself to a higher standard. Like, come on. Better life choices, people.
And now he's facing prison. I just want to find that first judge who gave an 18-year-old kid, guy.
Why? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to that judge? Ooh, threatening a judge. Big crime. Now, that's not a threat, technically. But I bet it wouldn't be hard to make it one, to get him going in that conversation. Be like, elaborate, go on.
Guy, girl, trans, gay, I don't care what you are. Who gave an 18-year-old kid who was on the cusp of legality?
Why is that relevant? Why is that relevant? I don't know. Sorry. All you have to do is say kid. You can just stick with kid. The additional labels aren't relevant.
Of whether or not it's a felony or misdemeanor. What judge in God's green earth says, I'm going to put a felony on this kid for life at 18?
Let me explain. So at 18, you're not a kid. You're legally an adult. By 18, you should know enough not to be, we're assuming, stealing firearms. You should know that that is a crime. You should know that possession of drugs can be a felony. That judge isn't making the choice. The judge is just saying, hey, let's hear the case. I'm going to assume that was a jury trial. If it was a jury trial, the jury who found him guilty. The judge is just facilitating the process to ensure a fair trial. That's what the judge does. But Chili thinks the judge has all the power because he's a person that wants to have all the power, so he assumes that other people in power have all the power. No, there are checks and balances. Let's assume this was a jury trial because it should have been a jury trial, unless, of course, the guy just filed a guilty plea and said, "Yep, I did it. My bad." The judge is just going, "Got it. Cool. Things are over. You filed a guilty plea, or the jury said you were guilty." You cited the Constitution for 20 years? And you don't even know what a judge does? Come on. Come on. I'm just going to... I wasn't going to do this. But I think we need to, because we're getting to that point where I'm getting heated. There's not much left in there. I'm just going to leave it there. If you want me to flip a coin, whether or not I'm going to consume it, just one. There you go. $20 donation, you can flip a coin. If it's heads, I drink it. Bring me back down. What if Chili took a polygraph? Oh, I would love to see the results. I don't believe much in polygraphs. Polygraphs really work well because you're scared of polygraphs. That's the reason. Polygraphs are super useful for the polygrapher, who is also a trained interrogator, to identify your stress responses. It's an excellent tool. However, in court, it's not scientific enough. I've always used them in a different way. I've never been a polygrapher, but you can use the results in additional follow-up interviews and interrogation. So, it's a whole thing.
Who does that? What kind of human being are you? You are trash, and I don't believe in hell, but I hope that you pay somehow. So, okay. So, now, when you hear what I just said to you, and I gave you 3 examples, the first one was he was arrested for shoplifting, charged with a felony. The second...
Hold on, I want to go back, because there's something I didn't think of.
Who does that? What kind of human being are you?
So that.
You are...
Right? Like, who puts human beings in jail for committing crimes when they're a kid? First of all, not a kid. It says cusp of being an adult. No, cusp would imply pre-18, because it's right before you swap over to adult. So cusp is not correct. Guess what, bud? You commit crimes. There are punishments for those crimes. Unless you're trying to say that if you're...
Go for it, Blue. Enjoy your juice.
Ah, you jerk. Thank you. Thank you, J. Carr. I'll flip the coin for my apple juice. I don't know if he's arguing that children should be allowed to run amok. If you're 18 or younger, you just can't be held responsible for crimes. Now, there is a thing. There's the age of culpability, which will differ from state to state. And, it might be like 13. Who knows? Where if you're 13 or under, you actually can't really be charged with crimes, usually. Because you're not expected to know better at that point. But 18 is not, I think, in any state, the age of culpability. I don't think it should be. All right. Computer.
Yes, Sergeant.
There it is. Flip a coin.
Coin is heads. Drink.
J. Carr, how dare you? It's a little bit of apple juice. It's fine. Anyway.
Trash, and I don't believe in hell, but I hope that you pay somehow. So, okay. So, now, when you hear what I just said to you, and I gave you 3 examples, the first one was he was arrested for shoplifting, charged with...
That's a crime.
...a felony. The second one, he's charged with drugs. It's
also a crime.
Felony, even though it's just a possession. He's a vehicle, and they investigate him for sleeping in his car. Are you listening? That's a Terry stop.
Yes, and thank you for establishing that they work, that you sometimes find crimes during a Terry stop. Sleeping in a car. Let me explain the sleeping in the car. Why would you stop someone? You know what? No, he goes into it later. I'm not going to. I'm going to wait on that.
That's Terry versus Ohio. So, dude, you're driving like the bat out of hell.
Says the guy who's breaking the law with his phone. Don't be calling other people out.
ahead, bro. Go ahead. Get there. Get wherever you got to get, my friend. I'm not going to drive that fast right now. So
He doesn't want to get caught by the police.
So now I'm going to correlate this to transparency. Let me show you what transparency does. The different system that is not called law enforcement and it is not called police. We do not call these people law enforcers.
Why not? When people are going to do it, are you going to make it illegal to call them that? Like, hey, don't call them that. That's a crime. We'll film you doing it. And then there's no follow through or follow up because we don't know what we're doing because Chili won't tell us because his system doesn't make sense. We have a lot of cameras, but we're kind of operating in the dark here. Little joke there.
We do not call these people police. Those two terms, dead. Cop, dead.
How are you going to do that, bud? Are you going to ban the words?
Gone. Those terms are gone. We're getting rid of those terms. Those terms were created for slavery.
I'm going to need to see evidence of that because I don't think that's true. Evidence, bud.
Those terms were created so that we could have an authoritarian commerce state based on the...
Okay, first of all, don't... Authoritarian! You're literally trying to promote an authoritarian, like, surveillance state. So, calm down. Commerce state? Hold on. We gotta go back.
Were created so that we could have an authoritarian commerce state based on the Chamber of Commerce.
Is this a sovereign citizen thing? I don't know. Now, I know, because Paul has brought this up before, that Chile thinks like judges are elected or put into power, like the Supreme Court justices are elected through the Chamber of Commerce, which is, why would you think that? That's so stupid. That's not at all how that works. The president says, I kind of want this person, and then Congress goes, oh, let's have a little, let's see if we like that choice. That's what happens. Chamber of Commerce. No. So I assume that's a sovereign citizen thing that he's heard and doesn't look into, because he doesn't look into anything he does, right? He spews things, like the Reagan thing I did on Monday. He just like, oh, I saw that once, I'll throw that in there. He probably saw commerce once, I'll throw it in there. He never looked into it. Of course he never looked into it, because it's a scam. He is not looking to anything. He's just saying things he thinks will get people to follow him and believe him. That's it. That's all you need, just surface level stuff. And then you run to the next town. So, you know?
So you could arrest the people you didn't like. And that's what we're seeing still to this day. So now tomorrow...
As opposed to what Chili does, which is threaten to fight everybody he doesn't like. Tequila Mockingbird, good to have you here. Thanks so much. Says, words cannot express how jealous I am of all the people who have not heard of or met Chili de Castro. It's too late for all of you now. Ha-ha. And Ted Guy, thanks so much. Good to have you here as well. Says, hey, I'll make your drawing soon. Yay! I requested a little bit of art. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Tomorrow, when I show you guys what transparency is, I want you to put it in correlation to the gentleman I was just talking about.
Oh, okay. So everything's filmed. So we just get his crimes filmed. Got it. Too easy. Too easy.
18-year-old shoplifting, felony for drugs when he's 24 or 25. Now he's got another felony for having a gun in the glove box of his car. And so now imagine that when that gentleman was 18 years old, when he had been stopped for shoplifting at 18, and imagine if there's a transparency officer on the scene.
Then congratulations, they would have filmed him committing the crime. Problem solved. Like, oh, it's an even easier conviction. There you go. Now, you are assuming, Chili, there wasn't and we're assuming it's a gun store because otherwise it doesn't make sense and somebody's lying here. The store probably has security cameras. So what's this other camera going to do? Probably not change a single thing, huh? That's crazy how that works. It's crazy. Right.
That means, just so you know, and I'm letting the cat out of the bag here a little early for tomorrow night because this presentation, I'm just going to get the final things, presentation on the walls, and I'll walk through it tonight before I show it to you guys tomorrow. A transparency officer has goggles that go in a 360-degree area.
Now, why do they have to be goggles? Why don't you just get a 360-degree camera? They exist. Why they gotta be cameras blocking your vision? Make that make sense. Just camera. I would personally do 3. Just boom, boom, boom. because then you can do a better overlap. You don't have to worry about. It's a thing. It's science. I don't really know how to explain it. But why? Why? We can't even get body cameras to every department. How are we going to do this? I'd love to do it. I'd love more cameras. Absolutely, on police officers. I don't think that 6 cameras is the way to do it. The most effective, cheapest, simplest way. Of course I don't. Absolutely not. But he hasn't thought it through, so why do I need to? DMN MT, thank you so much, says, I'd love to see Chili debate Chairman DeWitt. Chili wants to abolish the police and Dimwit wants to be police. They'd better figure it out real fast. That would be entertainment. Let's get Dr. Phil to do that. Oh, Tina said that she was going to call Dr. Phil or say, hey, check this guy out. Make sure you put my name in there. Huh? I'm just saying. Let's get me a regular on Dr. Phil. Just like, give me a permanent place there. I'd love that. That'd be the best.
Now, these.
Oh, Alexandria, it was good to have you here. I'm glad you got to see one live. It's a weird time for me to do it. It is a weird time. So maybe I'll have to do more weird time streams, I guess. I don't know. You know? Maybe.
Cameras go out to 4 different buildings. 2 are Transparency, 2 are Montesquieu. We could even have a third called Lock, but let's just go into Montesquieu.
Yeah, we haven't figured out the first 2, so let's hold off on the third. Hold on, let's go back to that.
We get to 4 different buildings.
Why do the cameras go to 4 different buildings? So each building has 2, or each organization has 2 buildings? Why? Explain that. I don't think that makes sense to me. TMPIR, thank you so much. Our Lord and Savior, I did not remember that. I forget every time. Thank you, says, amusing myself by bringing a gratuitous Screw Flanders to a blue bacon stream. That is all. No adult supervision. Hashtag YOLO. I put in the YOLO. He had some hashtags. I can call it the hashtag, but I was like, oh, I gotta. Anyway, yeah, TMPIR has... I was in a video with him. It was great. Makes me a little jealous about his editing. It's good editing stuff. But yeah, his stuff. We had a really great talk about sovereign citizens. KFAR was there. Tones overthinks it. Were you there? You weren't there, you nerd. It was me, KFAR. And then, I'm sorry, it was Keeping It Criminal. That's right. Tones did a different one. I don't remember what happened yesterday. It's fine. Yeah, no, it was great. It was a great video. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm looking forward to coming back, I hope. So.
2 are Transparency, 2 are Montesquieu. We could even have a third called Lock, but let's just go into Montesquieu. So now.
Let's not explain it. We'll just say we have a bunch of things.
Now, what happens there is your video of you being forced to interact with the state. So just so you know, none of it would have happened if it had been transparent.
Why not? Crime doesn't happen because it's being filmed. We already went over this. Security cameras exist. Crime still happens. Body-worn cameras exist. Crime still happens in front of police. You filmed a crime in this video. Did it stop you? You still uploaded it. Or, well, I mean, you didn't take it down. So, what happened there, bud? How is this going to stop anything? Explain it. But you haven't yet. I'd love to know. I really want to know.
None of it would have happened. Let me get into it. So, when a transparency officer comes on the scene, then what happens is we now know that there is a minimum of 5 people watching.
Are there? Let's keep going.
The transparent officer, the transparent rights protector, and then you have one person in the Montesquieu, which will be several. One person in the other Montesquieu.
What do you mean one person, but there will be several? What? How does that make any sense? All right, I'm gonna hold on. Let me pause right there because apparently the chat's a little fast. I'm gonna see if I can slow it down. There's a very good chance I can't. Customization. Oh, slow mode. Let's do 20 seconds. Let's start there. I figured it out, guys. I did it. Yay! Yay! All right. I think, yeah, we're on sell mode. Hey, it worked. I love it. Anyway, also Rando asks, and I would like to know this as well, who's going to pay for all of this? Because it's not going to be cheap.
Person in transparency.
Actually, he has an answer. He's going to cut the police budget 60% to start with. Then who is enforcing laws, bud? You're talking about people that are just filming crimes, not enforcing the punishments for, well, police don't enforce the punishments. They arrest people, and then they can be brought in front of a judge or whoever, and et cetera, et cetera. It's the whole thing. Doesn't matter.
Seeing the other person in transparency. If your TV from that transparent rights protector is only being showed on one TV in that building because the heart rate monitor hasn't escalated.
And how is this supposed to stop a glove being in or a gun being in a glove compartment? Right? Like, oh, this wouldn't have happened if there had been 5 people watching. Why not? Is the gun just going to magically disappear? Explain that.
And so what happens then is you get people who understand the law watching this, and in that guy's headset, you hear them say, disengage.
Why? If they knew how law worked, they would be like, oh, yeah, sleeping in a car may be prohibited by ordinances, and it's a common indicator of DUI, or it might be an indicator of overdose or injury. Yeah, sleeping in specifically, well, I say specifically, particularly the front seat while your car is running, for example, because maybe you're getting a little cold, that still generally counts as operating a motor vehicle. So even if your vehicle is not moving, you can still get a DUI because you are capable of moving it at any time. In the back seat with your car off, you might be okay, but they can still do some sort of welfare check. Like, hey, is everything fine? Are we cool? Are we good? That can still happen. Having 5 people watching is not going to change those facts. That those are indicators. That could be an indicator that something is wrong. DUI is a big deal. You even said it yourself. A lot of people die on Saturday night. Guess why a lot of those deaths are? DUI. Why are you then trying to stop DUI investigation ability is what I want to know. Like, you can't have all of these things. You can't have all of these cakes and eat all of them. You can't.
Why are you waking that guy up asleep in his car? Leave him alone. No one's complained about him. Leave him alone. But what we have in our towns...
Now, that's assuming nobody's complained, right? That's an assumption.
Our cities and our states, you have these roving bands of gang members who pledge allegiance.
Oh, God.
And
No,
our
hold
states, you have these roving bands of gang members who pledge allegiance.
First of all, what was that salute? Come on. Come on, guy. Also, roving bands of what? Who pledge allegiance to a blue stripe? Let's hear that again.
And our states, you have these roving bands of gang members who pledge allegiance to a blue stripe.
I have no idea who that would be, because nobody I know or have ever heard of has pledged an allegiance to a blue stripe.
And not to you and me, and not to justice, and not to the Bill of Rights.
Who's pledging? Are you talking about police? That thing I definitely knew you were talking about the entire time. Yeah, so the Bill of Rights is in the Constitution, and when you become a police officer, you swear to uphold and defend the Constitution, which the Bill of Rights is a part of. Why are you so dumb?
So they pull over that kid who's asleep in his...
I sure hope that he was already pulled over if he's sleeping. Just maybe his car was also self-driving.
Hold on a second. Transparency officer, when that transparency rights protector sees someone asleep in their car, there's 4 other people
and
in
it would change
his ear.
nothing. Steamination Gaming, thanks so much, says, while waiting, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button there. While waiting for my dad's doctor's appointment to be done, I had a nap and had an officer see if I was okay. Glad he did. I was fine, but showed they care. Yeah. If I see someone sleep in a car, I'd be like, hi, you feeling okay? Okay. Just checking. I've done that before. I've actually seen people sleep in cars and been like, you good, bro? There were no issues. Don't know what to tell you.
There's 4 other people in that transparency rights protector in his ear. And they say to the guy, leave him alone. You don't need to investigate someone asleep in their car. Leave the man alone. He's asleep in his car. Leave him alone.
Or check on him to make sure he's okay. Or that. Here's my guess. It was DUI, and they did a pre-tow inventory. No, because they wouldn't go into the glove box, would they? Well, actually, they might have if it wasn't locked. At which point they might have found a gun, which could be a felony. I'm just thinking, like, why would they be in his glove box? Well, why would he be asleep in his front seat? Could be DUI. If you have a DUI, you tow the vehicle. If you tow the vehicle, you do pre-tow inventory to make sure that if there's anything valuable in the car, you have it logged. So if it does go missing, you can blame the whoever's towing the vehicle and be like, it wasn't us, we logged it. And the tow driver signed off on it and said, yep, everything's there. So I'm guessing that might have been relevant to it. Just a thought. There seems to be a lot of information missing in the story. I'm just saying.
That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with this horrifically bad system where we have the lowest educated people who are the dumbest people who are cops who love.
Okay. I was in law enforcement. I like to think I'm a pretty intelligent guy. I certainly seem to be poking holes in everything you've ever said ever. That's an exaggeration, of course. But the people you're talking about, Chili, seem to be smarter than you. So you're dumber than them, is what you're saying? It's those self-burns are kind of rare. That's what you're trying to argue, I guess. You're dumber than the people that you're saying are, what was the word? People who are the dumbest people. Lowest educated. And you're below them. Got it. Cool. All right. Well done.
Love their job because they get to grab people and physically manhandle.
Okay, no. Again, I love my job because I got to make my community better. I got to improve the lives of the people that lived there. That's why I love my job. I wasn't there to manhandle people. Did it happen? Not that often, actually. I was usually able to talk them down and do things pretty reasonably. So, do some officers love to manhandle? I'm sure. They probably shouldn't. But, yeah, putting these blanket statements not really working out in your favor.
And they get to manhandle people and hurt people, and it's all used under the color of law.
No, so color of law implies that stuff is being done without the legal authority to do it, while it appears that there is a legal authority. That's not how that works. But I think this is as far as I went in this video. So I don't know what's going to come after this, but I'm excited to find out. Oh, Alex, thank you so much. Says Chili looks like a generic Sims character. Fair enough. And Charlie Walsh, thank you, says, thanks, Chili, for making broken system disappear. That's fair. Yeah, he was enjoying the attention too much, our old broken system. He wasn't learning anything, so. Joshua, thanks so much, says, this shows me that Chili only cares about himself. In my opinion, the person that cared about others would check to see if the person in the car was okay. I would agree with that. I would agree. But, you know.
When a
Ginger says, are we forgetting that a lot of overdoses happen in the car and you look like you're sleeping when you were in serious trouble? I mean, this is a guy who had drugs on him on his second felony, so it could have been an overdose, couldn't it? Fair point.
Transparency officer comes on the scene, you no longer have to touch anybody because it's all on video.
What? That's not how that works at all. You don't have to touch people. What if you're arresting them? You still have to touch them. You don't have magic. They don't teach you how to levitate people with your mind in the academy. You don't have to touch anybody. Come on.
Everything happening here is being broadcast in 4K.
Oh, we're going expensive. So we need bandwidth, infrastructure to be in place. We need storage to be in place. We need cameras that shoot in 4K. That's not cheap. That's very expensive. Where's this money coming from?
We spend the money not on these bumblebee cars.
Bumblebee cars? What are you talking about?
And weapons to attack people and tasers.
Tasers are great. They're very effective. Do we only have guns now? Taser would be great in this situation, but let's use a gun instead. That's all we got. Come on. So, you're filming me? All right, I'm going to keep... I did an entire thing on this, a bit on this. I'm just going to keep beating this guy up because you can't stop me because you don't have anything to stop me with. All you got are cameras. Oh, will I just feel bad about it? Probably not because I'm beating this dude up, so obviously I don't care that much. well, normal people wouldn't be like that. Drugs, bud. That thing that you're like, why do we care about drugs? Because sometimes people on drugs are like, I don't care about the social contract. I'm going to do whatever I want because I'm on drugs. Stop it. Anyway, Inquisitor Rurik, thank you so much, says, how do you arrest somebody without touching them? Ask politely. What do they say? No, that's my question. That, my thought as well. You know, there's barely anything in there. I'm just going to finish this before I get too heated. This is called a depressant. And we are out now. And this is not a safe way to control your emotions. And it's not. It's more of a bit. But we can flip a coin for it. It's just, I was kind of more bothered that this was almost empty. Anyway.
Which are going to be phased out. Good term, right? They're going to be phased out.
Is it? It's a term. I don't know what's so good about it.
We're not going to have tasers anymore. We're not going to have guys with sticks and guns walk.
You mean a baton? Yeah, batons are pretty effective too if you're outnumbered by a crowd that's attacking you. A gun is really great if someone has a lethal weapon. So these are people with cameras that will just die constantly. And then no one will take the job because it's too dangerous. I bet you're not paying them well. So nobody's going to take the job because it's dangerous. You have no way to protect yourself. Which was a thing. It's like, oh, a felon can't protect themselves now? Well, a transparency officer can't protect themselves now? Oh, interesting. What a weird double standard. That nobody's going to do that job for no money and no protection. Stop it. That's so dumb.
Walking around as though they're some sort of superhero. That's all.
No. Superhero. No.
All going to change. And whether you like it or not, the digital era is already being used against you.
So what's the difference between your transparency officers now? Because that's the digital stuff. Hold on. Let me see this.
They're
Mechanics, thank you so much. Says in Chili's world, the budget would be blown in a week. Yeah, it wouldn't work out very well.
already using cameras against you. You are the target of their cameras.
So let's put in more cameras. That makes sense. What is... I am so confused. John Thomas, thanks so much. Says, more pew-pew, less QQ, Chili. Simulation Gaming says, in other words, welcome to the Purge. That's what I am saying. Dave, you jerk, thank you. Says, this drink is on me. We'll find. We'll see. We'll see. Computer.
Yes, Sergeant.
Flip a coin. We'll see.
Coin is tails. You're
no,
safe.
Joshua. All right. Thank you for the attempt, Dave. Joshua, thank you so much, says Brainy Beaver did an estimate, on the storage. We're talking at least several petabytes per day. Fair enough for just 5 minutes of video. Also, the lowest price camera I could find is $500 a piece. Times that by 6. Yeah, so anything that does 4K that is small, you're gonna be looking at about 500. And then you have storage.
This drink is on me.
Oh, okay, there you go. Oh, it's going to catch up. Then you have storage, and then you have powering them all. You're going to have to wear batteries. It's so dumb.
Brainy Beaver did an estimate on the storage. We are talking at least several petabytes per day for just 5 minutes of video. Also, the lowest price camera I could find is $500 a piece, times that by 6.
That's right. Computer.
Yes, Sergeant.
Flip a coin.
Coin is heads.
You jerk.
Drink.
Jerk. All right, got that out of the way. Blah. Wait, is Artie here? Artie! Why are you have a stream that I'm going to be joining you in a second, more in half an hour. Let me pop it in quickly. What are you doing? I mean, good to have you here. Happy birthday.
And that's where we are. That's where we are. We've employed the dumbest, most brutal, the dumbest people are cops.
No, because you aren't one. So that can't be true.
The dumbest ones. They're so stupid. These people are so dumb.
It's another mirror moment.
And that's what we're dealing with. We have stupid people who are in charge of the law. They don't even know, and you guys see this from people who are called First Amendment auditors. That's not specifically what I am. I'm an activist.
Yeah, no, you're a First Amendment auditor. You're trying to distance yourself from that. No, he does audits all the time. You're a First Amendment auditor. Calm down. And like maybe a sovereign citizen.
But you see people walk up to these cops and say, what are the first big five freedoms?
And they go, hey, bud, I'm in the middle of something right now. I'll talk to you later. The first big five freedoms could be a lot of things, by the way. Like a flag? Is that a freedom? Or are you talking about the first 5 parts of the Bill of Rights? Talking about the first 5 articles of the Constitution? You got to explain yourself, because that doesn't make any sense. But generally, I see you walk up to these officers in the middle of them doing their thing, and they're like, hey, I'm in the middle of investigating crime with my camera. I have a camera too. Beat it. There was a video, I think it was in Texas, where he's like all up in someone's traffic stop, and like I probably would have arrested him for it, because my God, he's all up in it. It was terrible.
What are the first big 5 freedoms of the First Amendment?
Oh, the first 5 freedoms of the First Amendment? Freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom from listening to you if I don't want to. Really? Really, it's the freedom of expression, right? Speech, religion, press. First 5. Hold on. First Amendment. I just go first freedom, whatever. It's fine. All right. Religion, speech, press, assemblage, and petition the government for just grievances. It's the assemblage that was getting me. Right. There you go. Boom. Do I know that off the top of my head? No. I bet Chili wouldn't either. Off the top of his head. Now, if you went, what is the freedom of assemblage? First Amendment. That's very easy. But do I have them all memorized? No. Do I expect anyone to have them all memorized? No. Does Chili have any of this memorized? I almost certainly not. It's fine. There you go.
And the cops don't know them. They have no idea. They have no idea. They don't know what your rights are.
And you don't know what anything is. It's insane.
And so you have these people who don't know what your rights are, who are in charge of your liberty. And so what that has done is that has created a dystopian state.
Again, as opposed to the dystopian state he's trying to create.
It has created a dystopian state, and it's despotism. I put
that. No. No. All right. I got your definition. The exercise of absolute power, especially in a cruel and oppressive way. Not being able to cite the entire Constitution is despotism? No, it's not. It absolutely is.
The word of the
stupid state.
Day, despotism, and I put it up a few weeks ago. And if you don't know what despotism means, you should really take a look at what despotism means. DESPOTISM. Anybody gets bonus credit if they put despotism. And Ragamuffin.
Put it where? What are you talking about?
You can think that all you like, but...
Oh, he's reading his chat again. Another crime. Well done.
And so all the people who are bitter and indignant, that's another word of the day that I put up, indignant.
For what? Mr. graduated second from last in his class? Who cares?
All the people who are indignant and distrusting of any kind of government apparatus, it's because we've never been able to see what they're doing.
No, it's very clear. You just refuse to understand what they're doing. It's very, very easy.
It's because we've never been able to see what they're doing. Everything they're doing, from the legislation they write to the judges to the legislators, to the judges, to the prosecutors, to the cops, we've never been able to see what they're doing.
Yes, you can see what bills are proposed. You can get the guidelines for law enforcement. What else does he have? The prosecutors? You can get the cases. I've gotten your cases. Wasn't hard.
With our tax dollars.
Oh, you can get that too. You can get that information, the tax dollar information. What are you talking about?
And now that you guys are seeing it on camera, the way people are treated,
Are we? Where? Where are you showing that? You haven't yet.
it's horrific and it's horrifying. You're watching your brother, your cousin, your uncle, you're watching that person get a knee stuck in their chest, or they're cuffing your sister behind her back.
Have they committed a crime? Now, there are times where you wouldn't put a knee in places, and there are limitations on how you can do all of that. But I promise you, actually understanding how all of this works makes it a lot easier to understand how all of this works. And of course, Chili doesn't understand. He doesn't want to understand because he's running a scam. Rachel Williams, thank you so much, by the way. It says, Chili looks like Sally, Jesse, Raphael, and Jeremy DeWitt had a child after a drunken affair.
And she just had shoulder surgery, and you're...
Fun fact, if you have just had shoulder surgery, consider not committing crimes.
You hear the family screaming, she just had shoulder surgery, please.
Shoulder or soldier surgery? Which one? Soldier? Did he say soldier surgery?
Shoulder surgery, and you hear the family screaming, she just had shoulder surgery.
Oh, he did say shoulder. Okay. Neat. Then what she should do is be very, very limp and not resist arrest, because that's going to make things worse. Oh my goodness. Okay?
Surgery, please don't do that. And the cop is saying, I don't care. It's our policy.
Yeah, don't resist if they're putting you in cuffs for committing a crime.
And he re-tears her rotator cuff,
Which would only happen if they're resisting.
that she just had surgery on. Now we're all seeing it on camera.
Where? Where are we seeing it? Where are we seeing that happen? Where did that happen? Show us.
And it makes us...
Aaron, thank you so much. Says, I only put a knee in places with consent. That isn't police related, though. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron. In case anyone is feeling a little lonely, there he is. Or don't. You know what? No, don't. That's not a call. That's not a call to... Anyway, I'm sorry, Aaron. I tried.
sick to our stomach, as it should. And who's doing it? The dumbest guys in high school.
Chili, you were the dumbest guy in high school. You graduated, according to you, second from the bottom. What are you talking about? The dumbest guys in high school. That was you. You were the dumbest guy. Well, the second dumbest guy. Is there only one police officer in your town? I don't understand.
In my hometown, just so you know, and I won't blast his name publicly, but in my hometown in Alaska, in a real
Kenai, Alaska.
Tiny town, my town's 2,000, not even 1,500 people.
So not 2,000. Okay.
1,500 people. Thanks, bro.
Let's find out. Let's see how many people there are. Kenai, Alaska is 7,742 people. So there's another lie. Well done, Chili. But okay. Pretty sure that's where he grew up. But it's fine. McAddick says maybe that's why he's so upset. That guy took his job. That's right.
1,500 people. That's how many people are in my hometown. 1,500. And the kid who ended up in my high school, or the high school over, who ended up being a cop.
Oh, so it wasn't even your high school. Got it.
I was at one time in high school, just so you know. I think my freshman year, I think we were in a clique together.
Wait, so he was, I'm sorry, let me read this chat right here. He was in a different high school, but you were in the same clique. I don't know that makes sense. I think he's lying to us.
And this guy, we were in the same clique. And there was only, 5 or 6 of us in the clique. It was me and A and T and J, and those guys were in the clique together. And so, just so you know, the reason I left...
Got kicked out, I bet.
that clique. The reason I left that clique is because A got into a fist fight, and then T got into a fist fight with my cousin.
Sounds like your cousin is an aggressive person. The apple doesn't fall from the tree. Or maybe all of them are aggressive people. Either your cousin's an aggressive person, or you're hanging out with aggressive people. Oof. And you yourself are an aggressive person, so that doesn't seem unlikely. Alex Sargent, thanks so much, says, I've committed no crimes, never been cuffed. Odd. Now, Committing no crimes does not mean you will never be in cuffs by the police. But it certainly lessens the chances of it. And you will definitely have a reduced chance of injury if you're not fighting back. Take them to court. Fight them in court. Hell yeah. Take their money if they're wrong. Please. But know what you're doing. Don't listen to this dude.
Who knocked him unconscious. I told him, don't fight my cousin, dude. My cousin's crazy. And he fought my cousin, and my cousin knocked him out on the street. We picked him up off the concrete. And
breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We have, hold on. Breaking news! I just got a message from my moderator. I have to read it. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet. The trial might be audio recorded for Chili, by the way. Ooh, for this guy right here. Ooh. So, Joshua Lee, thank you for becoming a member, by the way. Oh, there's a great video for you to look at. It's tempting to show a little clip. Rennie, can I show them a couple seconds of it? It comes out tomorrow. I'll wait. So the newspapers got permission to audio record the trial, and Chili has as well. So if Chili edits the audio, the newspaper will still have it. And hopefully we can connect with them. All right. Since we're taking a little break. Okay, hold on. Do it. Just wait. She's texting. Give it a second. Oh, well, thanks for telling me now. All right. Okay. I'll give you a little bit of a clip. A little bit of a clip. A little bit. This is coming out tomorrow, and I might just give you a little bit of the intro.
your scam.
Oh, sorry. 3 seconds. Okay. 3 seconds. Got it.
You're scammed by Chili.
That's all you get. That's all you get. That's it. That is it. Anyway, so if you're a channel member, you get that right now. But if you're not, you get it tomorrow. So, I mean, some of you, I'm sure, are patient. Anyway.
And the reason I left that click is because I was a state champion level wrestler by the
Were you, though?
time I was a freshman in high school. Woulda, coulda, shoulda won the state tournament.
He didn't, and I know this because I checked. His name does not appear on any championship records in Alaska anywhere.
My freshman year, my sophomore year, my junior year, my senior year. That's how I've known that I'm the A personality that I am.
The idiot that you are? Is that where you learned?
Because I've been able to beat the state champions.
But you never won a championship. Kind of feels like you're lying to us.
From 12, 13 years old on, and win the state title myself as a senior in Greco and in freestyle. Years old on, and win the state title myself as a senior in Greco and in freestyle.
He didn't do that. You know what? Let's check. Alaska High School. Let me give you a little bit of this. Alaska High School Wrestling Champions. Let's see. We have the ASAA State Championship Results and Awards. Let's see. There's the history, 1972 to 2002. Oh, look at that. All right, well, I mean, you can't see it so well. It's cute. Now, do we think we're going to find his name on here somewhere? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's give it a Jose. That seems about right. All right, do we have a Jose? We have a Jose Villasenor. In 1993, he wouldn't have been in high school then. Absolutely not. But what else do we have? Oh, there's one more Jose. Oh, no, it's just him. Oh, that's so weird. Now let's check the Castro, shall we? No, let's just do Castro. Right? At least that would be... there isn't one. I'm searching. And look, there's nothing. Now, if we look. Wait. What was that? Oh, unknown. Oh, okay. So maybe he was one of these unknown ones. No, that was 92. Couldn't have been. What else? Yep, wrestling results 1972 to 2002. This is from ASAA.org, which apparently archives that kind of thing. So, no, you weren't a state championship ever. You're not a champion of anything. Not even now. What a shame. Anyway. Yeah. I digress.
And so high school was a little harder because a lot of emotions and all kinds of stuff. But it's not the point. I lost. There it is. I got beat by guys who were better than me.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. People who are better than you win. For example, I'm winning because I'm better than you. Shocking how that works.
How about that? So when I left that clique with T and A and J, and I'm not saying their names because I love these guys,
And do they love you, though? Kind of feel like they don't.
except for the guy who became a cop. One of those guys in my hometown became a cop. And wouldn't you know it, the reason I left that clique is because they were getting in fistfights all the time.
I hung out with aggressive people, and I'm still an aggressive person. And then I left them because they didn't want to be friends with me, probably. I don't know. Like, that's not the argument. I don't think you're making the argument you think you are, bud.
And I didn't want to get in fistfights all the time.
Baloney. You do nothing but challenge people to fights. Joshua Lee, by the way, thanks so much. Says, if Chili's an alpha, I'm an omega. Yeah. Yeah. I'll allow it. Palma, thanks so much. Says, great job on that video. Oh, shucks. Well, you know, it's pretty great.
I already knew how tough I was. I didn't need to prove it. The only time I got in fights in high school is when I saw someone bullying someone little.
Bro, you are the bully. You are the bully. Look at yourself. You guys saw the email exchange. He is the bully. He's the bully. When all of the stuff from his restraining order goes public, he is the bully. He's talking about making people disappear. He's the bully. Come on. Joshua, thanks so much, says T and A and J. Oh my, how kinky. That's right. Aeroscout, thanks so much, says new video, nice leggings. That's right. I have some excellent leggings in that video. I'm very happy with those. It's such a good thing.
And I would go over and I would go, hey, I'm your Huckleberry. Why don't you pick on me?
I'm your Huckleberry. Baloney.
And then they didn't know what they were getting into because they didn't know I'd Jap Wizard them. And I did. A Jap Wizard throw on the concrete is brutal.
So you literally committed assault. Good to know. All right. Congratulations on confessing to more crimes.
I'm not talking about how
not that you shouldn't help people who are being bullied, but like, bruh.
Tough I am here. What I'm talking about is this. The guy in my high school who walked around with a chip. Remember, I left the clique he was in and hung out with new people.
Sure you did. Did you? Or did they kick you out and then you didn't have any friends and that's why you ended up like this?
Because he always wanted to fight people and prove how tough he was. And I wasn't about that.
No. You literally do that right now, challenging everyone to a fight. Right now, you are still doing that. Still. You've done it your entire life. I have social media messages of you over the years just challenging people to fights because reasons. Don't pretend. And that's why I think he was kicked out. He definitely had this mentality, still has this mentality. So I'm thinking they went, nah, bro, you're not cool enough for us. Maybe that's why he's so hyper fixated on being an alpha. Because they were like, you're not an alpha, bro. Now he's like, yes, I am. Look at me go. I'm 47 or however old I am. Thank you, Bart. Barb says, please someone tell me what's up with the headphones. There's been a couple theories. Some of them have been like it's more as a tactile feel. He just likes having that pressure. However, Tina has stated that it's because he thinks that it makes him look like a producer and therefore will be taken more seriously as an activist. So I think I'm pretty sure I have that right.
I had been bullied my whole life, and I didn't want to see him get in fistfights with people.
And he's bullied his whole life because look at who he is as a person. Bullying is wrong, but like, bruh. First of all, I don't think you were. You were the bully. You are the bully now. I don't know what to tell you.
People, win or lose. I just didn't want to be a part of it. And I remember leaving that clique, and the guy, A in that clique, we're still in touch. We're still very good friends to this day.
Prove it.
I have a great story, you know.
I don't believe you.
Wally World it is.
Jagar, thanks so much. Says, hypothetically, could someone be sued for putting another's image and rap sheet on a billboard somewhere in Ohio, asking for a friend? I don't think you could, because it's not false. I mean, you probably could. If the damages were-
Hypothetically, could someone be sued for putting another's image and rap sheet
stop
on a
reading that
billboard
first.
somewhere in Ohio,
I don't
asking
think
for a friend, smiley face?
I don't think the billboard companies would let you do it, because we were looking to get a billboard on Jeremy DeWitt, and we weren't able to get anything near where he lived, just to promote me. And there were certain rules in Florida, like you can't just randomly promote anything you want. It has to be like specific to certain stuff. So I don't know that the company would even allow that. However, Paul will have an answer for that, I'm sure. People drag racing near my house. Idiots. Anyway, I bet you could. I don't think he would be able to successfully do it. If there were damages related to it, yeah. Would it be defamation? No. But could you sue for some sort of damages? Yes. So I don't think you'd be able to in the first place. But that's a good question. I'm not super big on knowing. I don't know that much about civil law. I'd like to. I'd love to. I definitely want to educate myself more on that.
So what I'm saying to you, though, is that guy who had the worst attitude ever,
Allegedly.
who fist fought everybody, who walked around like he was the toughest
Allegedly.
guy in the world, he's now a cop in my hometown on the peninsula.
Allegedly.
He's a cop. The guy who walked around like an a-hole.
Allegedly. The guy that you hung out with probably makes you also an a-hole at the same time, bud. And look at you now. You're scamming people because you can't do anything with your life. What happened, bud? What happened? You got caught with drugs? You stole in Oregon? You got a restraining order against you? Possibly more than one. What happened, bud? Why is he worse than you are? Maybe he changed for the better. Because what you're telling me is you guys were the same initially. But now he has a job and you don't. So it sounds like he improved and you didn't.
Fist fighting. Fought my cousin, got knocked out.
Allegedly.
That was it. I stopped hanging out with this clique. I found
Allegedly.
a new clique.
Yeah, sure you did.
And so that's the guy who's the cop in my hometown now. That guy who was a total Neanderthal that wanted to
Allegedly.
fight everybody.
As opposed to Chili, who is still a total Neanderthal.
That's who the cop is. That's who the cops are in every town.
Oh, no. That's a blanket statement that you can't prove, which makes it a logical fallacy. Well done. Hasty generalization, maybe? Yeah. Joe Breezy, thank you so much. Says people change for the better, unlike Chili. Well, we hope people change for the better, right? Everyone makes mistakes. The question is, do you learn from that mistake or those mistakes? Chili does not. He has not learned from those mistakes. He hasn't even learned from his previous scam. He's still running the same scam, just targeting different people. He learned nothing.
That's who the cops are in Ironton. Those Blankenship boys, they were in trouble all through high school.
Allegedly. Prove it. Where's your evidence, bud?
I think Chance flipped a bus over.
Evidence, bud. Aaron, thank you so much. Says you found the second restraining order. We're waiting on it. Still, it takes time.
He was a part of this thing where a bus got flipped over full of
A part, like he was in the bus or he was driving. Big difference.
kids. I mean, and so that's what we're dealing with here. We've hired the worst people.
Oh, there was a guy I hung out with in high school and therefore all cops are bad. Yeah, that is a hasty generalization fallacy. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. Come on, my guy.
to be cops and then gave them total autonomy, freedom to run their agency how
Not total autonomy. They're very strict rules, bud. And they're all out there and available for you to read. Transparent, even. Why haven't you read them?
however they want with no oversight. So how
There is oversight. There's a lot of oversight. Calm down, bud.
are they spending their money
You can actually request that information.
on prisons? What are they trying to do in Iron?
The police don't spend the money on prisons. That's usually a separate thing. Usually. Yeah, he doesn't even know that. Okay.
Ironton right now. What's the big push in Lawrence County? Get a new jail.
Well, weren't you complaining about how terrible the old jail was? Don't we want it to be better? You were literally complaining about how terrible, like, oh, the jail. I hear nothing but terrible things about how bad. Oh, the jail's overcrowded. So a new jail is needed? One that's more up to date and humane? Is that right? Isn't that the argument to be made? The argument would be, don't arrest people anymore because they're being put in jail. But that's also not a good argument. Now, I would personally argue we need more programs to reduce the amount of drug crimes, because that's a big problem in Ironton, and just crimes in general, more social work stuff. But he's also complained about the rehabilitation centers. He said that that is also a problem. Everything's a problem. The solutions are problems. The problems are solutions. What are you talking about? The jail is terrible. All right, we're going to get a new jail then. No new jail. Well, what do we do with the old jail? Well, we don't spend money on it. Oh, so like we put them in rehabilitation instead. No, that's also a problem. What do? Just don't arrest them. Anarchy for everybody. Like, it doesn't make sense, does it? It does not make sense.
Get a new jail. Lock more people up in jail.
No, I do not like privatized prisons. I'll tell you that right now. I'll put that out there for all of you. I think there are issues. I think there should be some jail reform. But every solution is also a problem, according to him. I don't understand it.
How's that working out? It's not. It's not.
Why not? Why isn't it working out? They haven't even built it yet, to my knowledge. So is it working out or is it not working out? You got to pick one, bud.
God! Putting people in a dungeon
makes my car
them worse. It's not. God! Putting people in a dungeon makes them worse.
Well, it depends on the dungeon. First of all, it's not a dungeon. Paul actually pointed out that dungeon would have to be underground to count. It's a jail. And generally, you want a jail to improve people. You have some sort of rehabilitation program in the jail, which is generally being implemented more and more. That costs money, so the money has to go there instead of probably some stupid idea with some really, really dumb camera situation. Huh? Yeah. Could Chili be charged with extortion? I don't think in this case it would be extortion. There are 22 a cell in Ironton. That seems incorrect. But if it's true, I would love to hear more about that, because I don't trust anything that comes from Chili. Because nothing he says seems to be correct. Maxine says, shouting makes me more credible, right? So if there are 20 people to a cell in Ironton, and there's evidence to support that, not just some ramblings and ravings of a madman, then please send it my way. I would love to review that, because if there is that issue, I would like to address it. But so far, Chili has proved literally nothing that I'm aware of. So, yeah, he doesn't want people to be helped. He wants no laws to exist so he can do whatever he wants and screw however that affects everybody else. He talks about the social standards and constructs and whatever, but he doesn't care about society at all. That doesn't make sense.
Separating families and breaking up a family unit makes the family worse.
Well, sometimes the family was also already really terrible. For example, when I walk into a home and there are animal and human feces on every floor and wall, I don't think taking the child away and putting him in a family that does not have feces on every floor and wall is really going to be a worse place for them to be. putting them in a place where they are loved and not beaten, I don't think is worse. Shocking, I know.
Makes the kids worse. Makes the people involved in that family unit worse. So transparency can be implemented immediately.
But what does it do? How does it fix anything? All you said is, there are cameras, so everything's solved. How? Explain that.
As soon as we have a governor that is willing, and it'll be me in Ohio in
I bet it won't.
2026. As soon as we have a governor that is willing to implement a third-party system.
Okay, once again, the governor does not implement it. The governor does not create the laws. That would be tyranny if the governor was in charge of literally everything. Well, not necessarily tyranny. It would be not necessarily democratic. Well, it could be democratic. It could be very much a problem, is what it could be. If you remove those checks and balances. Okay?
That when I put on the headset and the goggles.
Now, Ironton Mama says, I went and visited a family member in there and counted 12 people on cell on the floors. But do you have evidence of that? Because I'd love to believe you, but you're a stranger on the internet. Do you have pictures? Do you have the names of the people? Can they confirm it? Was it a holding cell, like a temporary holding cell? Or was it like, this is where you're staying until your sentence is over? Right? That's what I want to know. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that I find it difficult to trust this just because it's a stranger over the internet. If you can provide the evidence, I will absolutely review it. And if you are correct and that evidence establishes that, yes, there is that major problem, I'll run it, man. I'll put it on this channel. By all means. We will have that discussion. And I will call them out. But without that evidence, I'm not like Chili. I like to have actual evidence before I report something as a fact. Now, Philosopher King Gaming, thanks so much, says, I'm convinced Chili is bipolar. He seems hypomanic. I think there is something. I think our best running theory is that he is... I forget what it was, but it was aggravated by potential drug use and misuse and possibly blood pressure issues. But what was it? It wasn't split personality. It was, gosh, I can't remember. I'm looking it up. Just bear with me, folks. And possibly some sort of, what is it when you hate authority? Not anti-authority disorder. Or is it? No, there's something. Let's see. Personality disorders. Borderline personality disorder. We think it might be borderline personality disorder. Combined with, of course, his... I mean, I think it's a lot of things that are building up to a single thing. This is just a hypothesis. Borderline personality disorder. And then some sort of narcissism. Possibly blood pressure issues. And then drug abuse and misuse. Potentially. I think it all sort of adds up to what we see here and now today. Yeah.
I see everything. The people in the agencies...
Oppositional defiant disorder. That's the one, Gregory. Thank you. Yes. I can never remember it. But that one. That one's weird. I've dealt with a couple people with that when I was doing law enforcement. And it was like, why do you keep running away from home? And, oh, okay, it's because they have this. Weird. And then, of course, their like father is Sergeant First Class, who's very big on these are your orders, follow them. It's not a great combo. It's a whole thing. Miss Lonnie says, Miss Lonnie says, thank you so much, says, please don't insult people who have bipolar disorder like that. He has his own DSM-IV diagnosis. Now, there's nothing wrong with being bipolar. And I would not apply his behavior to everyone with bipolar disorder. I know plenty of, I'm friends with bipolar disorder people. No, I might be bipolar as far as I know. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think it would help explain some of his behavior if he's not getting treated for it. I think he's like, I'm an alpha. I don't need to see a therapist. When in reality, he probably does. I don't need medication for this. When perhaps he does. And of course, you know, how affected you are by bipolar disorder is definitely, you know, it's not one set thing. But I think it might explain that. And then Joe Breezy, thanks so much, says ODD. Boom. You as well. You guys are smarter than me.
They see everything. You follow? So that means that there's transparency on the scene. Transparency on the scene can start now. The headset and the goggles have to be built. The pitch I'm doing tomorrow.
So it can't start now. It has to be built now. Before we keep going, give me a second, guys, because I have to go join Artie. And we're just going to do it on my stream. There we go. We're going to join from the old browser. We're doing this live. See? Yeah, see? Gonna give you guys a sneak peek in the back. Just wait. Oh, they're gonna let me in soon. All right, well, until they do that, I'm gonna put this here.
Isn't necessarily to people. The pitch I'm doing tomorrow is to Google, to Apple, to...
And they're gonna be like, no, that's stupid. Google doesn't even do that with their own security. Apple doesn't do that with their own security. Why, if it was the best option, why wouldn't they implement it? They have the money.
Red Hat, to Facebook, to the tech...
Facebook also doesn't do that with their own security. So if they have the money, why aren't they doing it?
Technology companies that can make this come to life. Because it has to be changed.
Sean Galloway says in 2020 there were 79 people in the 52-bed jail in Lawrence County, Ohio, per WOWK News. Couldn't find anything newer. Well, see, that is inconsistent with 20 people in a room, right there. But, you know.
Right now you have the tech companies working with government to stifle our rights and to create a court system that is intended only for the elites. And if...
No. Also, he doesn't know what your rights actually are. Now, do tech companies pay money to get laws in their own best interest? Sure. Is that stifling your rights? Well, it can be challenged, can't it? In court. Huh. Weird.
If you go...
No, okay, sorry. I'm not saying there aren't problems, but he's making these very general blanket statements.
Into that court system, you are looking at living in a dungeon. It's just when you go.
No. Don't commit crimes. First of all, if you go into the court system, you're not guaranteed to get a sentence that puts you in jail. Second, you might win your case. There's a good chance you'll win your case. I don't know what the chances are, but, like, there's a chance. I don't even know, man.
100%. It's when you go. If you get arrested by the police, do you think you get a fair shake in court? The graph of the prison system would say no.
Wait.
It's just when you go. Graph of the prison system would say no.
That what graph? Where's the graph? Show us the graph. Do you get a fair shake in court? Well, gosh.
Kick is going to stay with us, I think. So maybe bring him.
Well, we see he's allegedly here.
Hello?
Oh, fuck! Oh, yeah, by the way, after some arm twisting, the super chat, the jump scares have been priced at half off. Scares have been priced at half off. Thank you.
Simulation, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Ed.
If they send me to a
First
dungeon,
minute
can I
law,
say, oh,
appreciate
yes,
it.
baby? Just a little pause.
The liar, First Amendment law. You knew damn well it was discounted, acting like it was $100. He said he claims it was still $100. Blue Bacon, are you with us? Oh.
Yes.
Hello. How's it going?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. It's just saying hi, just popping in. I understand somebody has a birthday.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to this age, it's the celebration becomes more and more muted. You know.
Yeah, because you're that much closer to death.
Well,
You're gonna die even sooner, Artie.
if you're gonna, well,
Yay!
Wow.
That's what we can. That's the best you can hope for.
That's fantastic.
Like God, like
Wow.
let's go already.
Go with the nihilist route, but all right, sure.
Right. Well, I'm just popping in to say happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
I'm in the middle of a stream right now, so I gotta get back to that.
Oh, you're still
everyone-
live? Oh, my
Oh
bad.
yeah, no, I was just I couldn't help myself. I got to interrupt. Everyone in my stream, go to Artie. Leave me. Leave me.
Hold on. Let the thing go.
A thing?
Because apparently this is gonna be a thing now
Oh no.
for the rest of the night. Oh, for fuck's sake! You guys, you know, guys, if you blast it so soon after each other, it gives me time to prepare, which is gonna make the impact a little less impactful for you.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't for me.
Oh my god.
Don't.
Blue, make it say what you're gonna say quick.
Well, hold on. I'm looking for your
Or
face.
else it's gonna be
There you
muted
go.
out.
Yeah. So, happy birthday,
Thank you very
old
much.
man. I hope you have a wonderful year and many jump scares throughout.
I'm gonna lose my hearing at this
Hooray.
rate already.
Yay.
Thank you very much, Blue
Words.
Bacon.
Yeah. No, I'm great at this birthday. These birthday wishes. So good. The
Right
best.
on.
All right. I gotta get out of here, but happy birthday.
All right. Thank you very much,
Might
man.
come
I
back.
appreciate
We'll
it.
see. All right. Bye.
Yep.
Anyway.
Bill, thank you for.
Good times. All right. Anyway, yeah, leave me. Go say hi to Artie. It's his birthday. But anyway, I'm going to keep going with this.
The graph of the prison system would say that no, you are not getting a fair shake in court.
That is not what the graph would show. The graph would show that people go to court and then to prison, perhaps. Let me see. Ironton conviction rates. Let's see, Ohio conviction rates. What is Ironton Mama saying? People are saying absolutely not. I don't even know what's happening. All right. Imprisonment rate was 431 per 100,000 people. So out of 100,000 people, population-wise, 431 become incarcerated. Okay, so let's say 2020. 2020, how many incarcerated? Ohio. All right, so in 2020, the prison population was 48,697, which decreased from 2009, actually. But that's population, doesn't mean necessarily arrests. Let's see. Or convictions in that year. How many Ohio convictions in 2020? Let's check this little here. Yep. There we go. All right, 48,000. That's not what I'm looking for because that's how many people were in the prison, not how many people were put in the prison that year. Imprisonment rate was 431 per 100,000. All right. So what the population of Ohio? We'll just do this mathematically. Population Ohio in 2020. So 11 million. Math. Divided by 100,000. And then what was the rate? 400 something. Math. And get this. 431. So 431 times 117. So we can assume in 2020, 50,000 people got incarcerated. Maybe. If my math is right, it might not be. So we look at Ohio, 2020 arrests. How many people were arrested in Ohio? I don't know. I'm going to be able to find this information. How many arrests made in Ohio in 2020? All right, let's see. Arrests, the exact same chart. All right, well, in 2018, we have 239,591. We might have that number for 2020. All right, so let's assume the numbers are the same, which is not a great assumption. Let's assume that there are 239,591 arrests. 239,591 divided by 50,000, approximately. That's the wrong direction. Math is hard, guys. So there's a 1 in 5 chance, I think if I have my math correct, that if you are arrested in Ohio, you will become incarcerated in Ohio. 1 in 5. 20%. So what graph is he talking about? Because generally, if you're arrested in Ohio, it would appear, if I have my math correct, if we assume that 2018 was similar enough to 2020, you're less likely to get jail time if you're arrested. Now, do I know how many of those actually went to court? No, I do not. There's a lot of math still to be done here to get an actual accurate representation. But I've given you something, whereas he's given you nothing. So let's keep going.
To a very positive weekend. This will be the last.
Also, Goober Thoreau says this is a nonsense stat you are trying to figure out. It doesn't prove corruption in the court system at all, which is correct. You are absolutely correct. It does not, because maybe 100% of those people actually did commit the crimes. But he's saying you look at numbers and it proves anything? It doesn't. Not that I can tell.
Weekend that I'm not back in my new hometown. Of Ironton, Ohio.
Bro, you said you were too scared to come back for the court case, but now you're going to live there? I don't think so. That doesn't make sense to me.
Next week, I can't wait to see all my old friends. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, they're not that excited to see you, from what I understand.
Also, I'll be leaving Texas early next week, but before I leave on Monday afternoon, I will be filing a federal...
Today's Tuesday. Maybe he filed something else, because he filed something today.
Civil rights.
Amy, thank you so much to... welcome to the Bacon Bits. Thank you.
Lawsuit against the Forney Police Department here in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I started an entirely different video. That's not what I want. I have a bunch of these saved up. Oh, hey, look, there's me. There we go. This is the video.
And what about limiting the amount of resources the government can spend on a prosecution?
Yeah, we know you committed murder, but we don't have the money to prosecute you, so just please don't murder people again. Thank you, bye.
Could you imagine that? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about this? You're being charged with criminal trespass. The district attorney's office gets this amount of money to prosecute you. You're being charged with disturbing the peace. The district attorney's office gets this amount of money to...
Yeah, that kind of already happens. A lot of cases are dropped, or plea deals are put in place because they can't spend the time and resources to prosecute. So sometimes they go super duper easy for that, literally that exact reason. Once again, he's establishing he has no idea how the court system works. Once again, what a shock.
To prosecute you. That's it. And then with transparency, though, just so you know, when the transparency officer shows up, you get to see what really happened.
But they don't get to do anything. They have no authority to do anything, according to you. We just get to see that crime is occurring. We don't get to see that crime is being stopped.
In every different angle. It'll change everything.
It will change almost nothing.
It'll change absolutely everything.
Almost nothing.
And so many people are going to go, Oh, it's Big Brother
We already are.
on camera. Dude, I'm standing outside a store right now. Camera, 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 camera.
Yeah, but those aren't owned by the government, you weirdo. It's the government looking at everything you're doing with drones, with cameras, with who knows what, with everything. If they can't investigate, they have to have an immense surveillance state. That's the Big Brother. The cameras at businesses aren't cameras inside your homes, aren't cameras filming your social security information or your, well, I mean, I guess they could film your credit cards. These are private businesses that have cameras so that they know what's happening in their store. There's a difference between a private business and the government. The government who makes laws. Huh? Government has a lot more authority and power than that private business, don't they? Well, Amazon's about to change that. A little joke there. Capitalism. Wait, there it is. Thank you. Anyway, we keep going.
Camera. There's cameras all up and down the buildings. There's a bank right there, camera.
Gosh, because that's where the money is, you idiot.
There's a fast food right there, camera.
Private business, again, doesn't understand government and private difference legally between them. My God.
The cameras are being used against you.
Explain, are they? Or are they being used for security purposes? Their cameras are being used against you, but the government ones won't be, I promise. Why wouldn't they be? Prove it. Explain why that would be the case, or not the case. Let's get some info on this. Back up any of your, literally one statement. I've one statement. Back it up. Nothing he said in this stream has been backed up by anything. Uncle Artie's bar and stupidity. A bar and grill stupidity. Thank you. Says Chili was afraid of me and didn't go to the Dallas federal courthouse. By his logic, he's now a beta male, and I'm an alpha male. 6 hour First Amendment audit too. Keep up the good work. Well, he went to something. He went to a courthouse around 4 his time, I think. He had to run in there last minute too. Maybe that's why he was late.
Instead of us embracing the digital era, embracing the camera.
Instead of us embracing the digital era, we should have police with digital era and we can embrace that. What are you talking about?
What are we, how come that you and I could see each other now?
Because you're doing a live stream.
Why are police going to prison now for murder? I mean, not very much time, but why are police being fired now? Camera.
So are cameras good or bad? You have to pick one. Those cameras are bad. They're being used against you. Also, cameras good because police going to prison. What? You can't have both, bud.
And just 10 years ago, we didn't believe the video. Oh, well, you know, the cop said, well, what happened before this is he grabbed me. And then the cop's always right, like in my trial in Tempe.
Weren't you wrong in that trial, though? Weren't you literally incorrect? Were you when I don't believe in traffic laws or something? I could be wrong about that.
The cop presented no evidence, no video. The pictures he did produce didn't show anything. And I...
Who's the Tempe one? Hold on. Oh, this is Arizona? Was this his driving one? I don't know. He's so many stupid things. He commits so many crimes. Anyway.
I said, he's presented no evidence, and the judge said guilty.
Yeah, because he filed a sworn statement, and then you failed to properly defend yourself. I'm pretty sure you didn't have an attorney. Probably should have gotten one, because you're not an attorney at all, even close.
I'm appealing that. Elizabeth Olsen, I'm going to get you removed from the commissioner's position. In Tempe, Arizona?
Yeah, I kind of doubt that, because I'm pretty sure you committed that crime, but don't believe you should have been charged with it, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure you committed it. It's the one I'm thinking of. It's the traffic stop one? I don't know.
Elizabeth Olsen, I'm not done with you by a damn sight.
Ooh, that sounds vaguely threatening.
I'm coming after you legally.
Still
I'm coming
vaguely
after
threatening.
you. I'm going to get you taken off that bench.
Good luck, bud.
That you didn't swear an oath to. You're a commissioner. You're a lawyer who fills in as someone who's supposed to be a judge. You're
Yeah, that's a thing that is legitimate and exists and is allowed. How do you not know how all of this works, bud?
Garbage lady. I'm taking you down legally.
You haven't managed it yet to any other person you threatened in the last 4 years legally, but sure, this one will be different for reasons.
So the people of America, tomorrow when you guys see the presentation for transparency, remember.
Oh, was that the one where, yeah, so his GPS, if this is the one that this isn't the old one, this might be the newer one, where his GPS said go this way, but it was actually, the GPS was wrong. Hey, guess what? GPS doesn't mean that the signs are wrong. GPS gives you an idea. You still have to pay attention, use the old eyeballs. And then you have to make a decision based on the street signs, which were there, which weren't the same as the GPS. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the GPS, and I talked about this before. I think on Artie Barn Grill of Stupidity's channel, pretty sure I talked about this, where I'm pretty sure in the GPS, it says GPS does not, supersede traffic law or signage. That one was on you, bud. And didn't you film yourself confirming that you, in fact, did go the wrong way on a one-way street or did an illegal U-turn, did whatever, and then you got mad because the police officer should have taken down the one-way street sign or something? Yeah, you were, if that's what we're talking about, you were wrong. You filmed yourself confirming you were wrong, but you should be right because there wasn't actual footage from the police, despite the fact that you can literally confirm that you were wrong there and you actually did do the wrong thing. But because there's no footage of it, it shouldn't count. No, it still counts, bud. How do you think law is enforced before cameras? I just want to know. I have so many questions. But he won't debate me. He begged for a debate and then ran scared when I said yes. So I don't know that we're ever going to get the answers from him.
Remember, there are multiple people and multiple agencies looking at the camera.
That still doesn't change the fact that these officers have no authority to do literally anything.
Looking at the video. This is going to cost us a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. An enormous amount of money.
Oh, James, we have money to go to wars. We have money
Yeah, that's federal money.
for COVID where everybody has to wear a mask.
That's federal money. There's the second one.
That was bullcrap. We have.
No, the masks actually work. Studies show that they work. There are a lot of studies that people try to cite that they haven't read that say these studies show the masks don't work. No, those studies show the masks didn't make that much of a difference when the quarantine stuff was already very, very effective. In what, like Sweden? Masks worked. And if you're like, masks didn't work, screw you. I want you to look at the flu numbers. 2020 flu. What was the season? What was the flu season? We had... Gotta find it. Put on the music again. Flu cases. In 2020... Let's see. Flu activity. I'm looking for the numbers. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna look this up. All right, flu season numbers. This is what I'm looking for. No, I'm looking at 2020 to 2021. I don't know. It was very low. Very low. The amount of people who got the flu, I'm pretty sure it was less than the amount of people who died the previous year. Like, it was insane. The masks obviously work. They're like, oh, the masks don't stop if there's two, the virus will get through. They stop the water droplets to keep it from spreading. Oh, the masks don't protect me. No, they protect other people. Well, I don't have it. You don't know that. Well, reasons, etc. Like, no. Stop it. You can literally see them working when mask mandates go in place. You can track the numbers on it. You want to talk about graphs, Chili? You can track the numbers of how many people had COVID and compare it directly to, oh, here's when the mask mandate went in place, here's where it was removed. COVID does have very long-lasting effects on the body. The guy that I like to go to for my medical advice, he's a nurse, and he has long COVID. He was a wrestler in high school. I don't know if he's a champion. From what he tells me, he's very, very good, and I believe him. He can barely go upstairs. He's getting better now. We're working with him to help him out. You know, like good people, like good friends. But the change physiologically, he had a heart attack at my house. Was it his house? I don't know. We were interacting. He had a heart attack. Either way, I don't know. He didn't die, so he's not the death metric. I think 1 in 8 people have potentially permanent effects from COVID. COVID was not a joke, people. Let's see. All right. I don't have enough time to go through these long studies, I don't think, because I can't confirm. Oh, those graphs look pretty good, though. In my defense, doesn't matter. All right, yeah, I don't have time to make sure all the information I want to give you is in context. But it's just masks? Come on, guy.
Money to get vaccines for everybody, while the pharmaceutical industry makes $58,000 a second.
You think, okay, federal money, again, not Ohio money. And, gosh, the pharmaceutical industry is private, generally. I don't think they were making that much money off the vaccines, though, because those were given away for free. My God.
Every second. But we don't have any money for this. No.
Federal money versus state money. Again, real simple stuff.
No money for transparency, no money for justice. We have all the money in the world to set up bases that surround Iran.
Federal money.
We have 80 military bases with 5,000 men.
You'll never believe this, though. Those bases are proven to be effective, whereas Chile's idea is almost certainly absolute garbage. He doesn't even, like, his whole thing is get it in now. Remove what we have now. Not like, hey, let's do a test thing. Let's put in, like, 10 people and see how effective it is in this one location and spread. Not even that. That I'd be willing to give it a shot. Like, oh, that sounds fun. Let's see. Like, I'd love to watch that with some popcorn. He just wants it implemented 100%. Like, the federal government's not going to be like, yes. The federal government's going to be like, oh, we got to file some lawsuits because that's insane.
On each one of those bases, we have so many hundreds of thousands of men deployed all around the world.
How many people were deployed? 20, how many soldiers were deployed? All right, yeah. Number actually checks out.
For war.
Look, whenever he puts out a number, I like to check it. Just because it's easy to check.
But we don't have any money for Americans. We got no money for you.
We do. It's currently the police. They're getting money. Your idea is stupid and probably shouldn't get money. Your idea would be incredibly expensive compared to what we have, and would be even worse than what we have. It's shocking, I know.
This is going to cost us so much money when we sell all that equipment.
Yeah, that equipment exists for a reason, bud.
Sell all that attack gear. When we sell the riot gear, the machine gun.
Yeah, most officers don't have machine guns. You feeling okay?
The grenade launchers.
What are you talking about? Grenade launchers? Okay.
The MRATs, the tanks that the cops have.
Oh, that's fun. So, I don't think police have any tanks, to my knowledge. The MRAPs, yeah, those are hand-me-downs from the military. Otherwise, it's just a waste of money, isn't it?
We sell all that gear, all of it, because nobody is going to this place right.
He's getting too loud.
Here and opening up a machine gun and shooting a bunch of people.
Yet, didn't you just in that other video say like, oh, there was nobody to stop the guy who shot up the subway. He needed a machine gun to injure a lot of people. So how are you going to stop that guy without guns? Explain that one to me. I don't see anyone I don't see a person in my corner right there in my garage with a machine gun. Therefore, I don't need to own a gun because I will never have to defend myself. Haha, that's how the logic works.
It is not happening.
Okay, so Walter says 22,000 died in 2019, 2020. I'm looking for 2020 to 2021 because that, I think, someone's honking. All right. That was where it was really interesting. Now, yeah, we have the 40 millimeter, like for smoke, maybe. Police don't use, I think, to my knowledge, grenades. Like, other than flashbangs, I don't think civilian law enforcement uses that. Could be wrong.
And when it does happen, we don't stop that. Was the Florida shooting, did they stop the Florida shooting? No.
Did they not? Which Florida shooting? Let's check. Florida mass shooting. I assume he's talking about the club. The Orlando nightclub shooting. Maybe that's what he's talking about. So police weren't present, but they arrived, and they probably wouldn't have been very effective without a gun. But what happened? Let's look at the emergency response. Several minutes after the gunfire began, the club posted on its Facebook page, everyone gather with pulse and keep running. All right, 911 call was placed by, I think, the perpetrator. 100 officers were dispatched to the scene over the 45 minutes after the shooting. Let's see. Yeah, 2 officers shot at him. The shooter. 2 officers shot at the shooter. And then SWAT went in. So yeah, so police did stop the thing. Or at least were involved. You know? If that's what he's talking about. The guy in Brooklyn, yeah, he shot a bunch of people and ran. So what's the solution? Well, gosh, maybe having more police officers, I guess. And I've already addressed this in a different video. Do we need more police officers then? Because you seem to think we need fewer police officers. Because it costs money. And also take away their guns so they couldn't stop a shooter. Give them some cameras because that's going to matter. Make them unable to defend themselves. But easy targets because they have to go in there and film. They're required, I don't know. Yeah, they're just going to get shot as well. Because why would a person who's shooting people not continue to shoot people? Like, oh, this person might stop me from shooting people, the thing that I want to do. And, well, goodness gosh, I don't want to be stopped. Bang, bang, bang. They have no way to defend themselves. Hooray, I got to keep going. So how does this transparency thing solve that problem? It doesn't. It creates that problem.
Those kids all got shot up, didn't they? Yes. That guy in Brooklyn who shot off 10 or 15 rounds, did they stop him? No.
They caught him.
No.
And they didn't.
Did they?
They caught him afterwards, bud. And then they brought him to court. Do you think he should go free if there wasn't a footage of it? I don't know. Like, you got to make a decision on this, bud.
Did they stop any shooting of a mass shooting? No.
Well, yeah, they stopped it from becoming a mass shooting. What are you talking about? They didn't stop a mass shooting. Well, that's because they stopped it before it became a mass shooting. Therefore, it's not a mass shooting. But they stopped the potential of a mass shooter. But the police are wrong because he didn't get to go to court. I'm making up arguments for him that I assume he would make because he has nowhere to go with this. It's a stupid argument.
No. A good guy with a gun.
Richard Hilliard says Parkland School? Parkin School or Parkland School? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Maybe it does. Had shootings too. Schools have cameras. Cameras don't stop shooters. Yeah, they were on camera. They didn't stop, did they? Weird. It's crazy. McAddicts asks, what's his argument? I don't even know because his argument's so convoluted and stupid. He's saying like, oh, we have money now, therefore we would have money for this incredibly expensive thing that would be more expensive and less effective. Like the federal government's not going to step in because it's a worse idea.
Gun.
So, I mean, I mean, if you want to be like, hey, we need more body cameras. We need to ensure every officer has a body camera. Yes, I agree. I love that. If we want to implement something where the body cameras can be viewed in real time by some additional agency, okay. Yeah, let's see if we can get some money into that. But this idea to take away all of their gear and just give them cameras and say, good luck, is beyond stupid.
A good guy.
Yep, Columbine had footage. I remember seeing that footage as training. We used that for training. And there was footage of them doing that. It was horrific.
With a gun.
Oh, he has a gun?
A good guy with a gun.
Yeah, point that directly at the camera, you moron. Good idea. Now, that only helps serve to establish that he carries that gun, or he owns that gun. And he probably owned that gun when he was smoking marijuana. Last week on 420? Yeah. Is that your gun, bud? That's a federal crime at that point.
Good guy with a gun.
He thinks he's a good guy with a gun. He's a bad guy with a gun.
A good guy with a gun.
Can you drive in a vehicle with a firearm like that without a concealed carry permit? Don't know that you can. It's worth looking up. I don't know if he has a concealed carry permit, but kind of doubt he does. Because to get that permit, I'm pretty sure he has to say that he doesn't smoke weed, but he does smoke weed.
He stopped shootings. There's lots and lots of videos of a good guy with a gun who stopped shootings.
And there are lots and lots of videos of police officers with guns stopping shootings. Do you not watch those? I bet you don't. They're everywhere.
Lots of good guys with guns. Lots of good women with guns who stopped shootings, who ended it before it started. But the police state, prison state that we've created isn't saving anybody.
It literally is, but okay.
It's creating a prison country.
Now, I'm all for less focus on incarceration, more focus on getting people help. But he's also argued against getting people help. So I don't know where his argument is. Uncle Artie's Bar and Grill Stupidity Think As Much says, tell Chili to Google 2019 Dallas courthouse shooting. The federal cops shot and killed him before he got in the building and started shooting people. Let's look. Let's see. 2019 Dallas courthouse shooting. Let's read. A man identified as Brian Isaac Clyde opened fire near Earl Cable Federal Building Courthouse before making his way to a glass door of the building, or to the glass door of the building, and opening fire inside. 3 officers from the Federal Protective Service returned fire following exchange of gunfire in which Clyde was fatally shot by 1 or more federal officers. He ran towards the parking lot and fired 5 more rounds before he collapsed. Gosh, do you think that maybe he would have killed more people if the police hadn't intervened? I sure do. So it's almost like police with guns do stop shooters. But they kind of have to be in the area or be able to respond quickly, which tells me more police. That seems like the argument. Is that what you're trying to argue? Gosh, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going.
We're freedom, we're freedom, we're freedom. And we dwarf China, and we dwarf India, and we dwarf Russia.
What?
In number 1 category, how many people are put in dungeons?
Oh, I mean, he's giving us numbers. First of all, dungeon. Not the same as jail, but okay. He likes to try to use those words to influence people outside of reality. All right. Incarceration rate by country. Keep in mind, I'm pretty sure Russia and China, they just are more likely to just kill you. But that's cool. Ooh, Rwanda is second. That's interesting. But yeah, United States is highest. But also, United States is a pretty big population. Let's see. Population by country. Now, is this per capita? This probably is per capita. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, rate is high. So sounds like we need more stuff, more things to help people. Better education. I would love to have better education. I think that'd be a huge problem solver in a lot of ways. I don't like our prison system that we have right now. I also don't like Chile that much, though. So when he says something, I like to check it. But he's correct about that. We are higher than those other countries. However, our justice system is also considered much better than those countries. Don't know if you knew that. Fun fact. I know. All right, let me scooch closer to my mic.
Number one way we hurt people. Neuropathy. From your nerve damage for wrists, number one reason.
Yeah, that's not. Who's we? Number one way we hurt people is by damage to their wrist? Where is that number coming from? Baloney.
Reason why we're suing the Forney Police Department on Monday.
Because they use handcuffs just like every other part of the world?
Neuropathy. Your wrist damage. And then your PTSD.
Well, then you're just opening up the door for police to sue for PTSD because you committed crimes and they had to be involved. Like, that's not going to work. The argument is going to be, oh, you have PTSD because you committed a crime? Well, it sounds like you put yourself into that situation. If I'm like, I have PTSD from falling down the stairs, they'd be like, cool. How did you fall down the stairs? Well, I had a toboggan and I jumped. They're going to be like, no. Like, you can't file anything for that because you did that to yourself.
So tomorrow, I want you guys to be prepared. I can bring you guys with me right now. We can walk and talk.
Can you? Would you mind?
Tomorrow, when you guys see transparency, tomorrow, you're going to see something that is going to blow your mind. Because
I doubt it. The only thing that's going to blow my mind because of is how stupid it is.
You're going to have to envelop it in your mind. You're going to have to squeeze it and think about it and try to work it out in your head. It's a whole new thing. It's not the same old, same old.
Completely untested.
It's an entire new system.
Probably won't work.
I went to the wrong one.
He does that all the time. He always goes to the wrong place.
It's an entire new system that is an absolute and total game changer.
Yes, it changed the game, as in criminals run amok and there's no way to stop them. Except for mob justice, which I already talked about in another video.
It'll change absolutely everything. We will no longer be at the mercy of the kid I went to high school with.
Yeah, you're not even in the same state, bud. You're not at his mercy.
The kid I went to high school with, who became the cop in my hometown. And he's in charge now. That same moron.
Oh, now he's in charge.
Who I said to him when we were in high school.
Oh, the moron that was your friend that you hung out with. Because you hung out with morons. But totally weren't also a moron. Got it. What happened? What changed? Because it sounds like, again, as I already said, he bettered himself and you didn't.
Bro, you gotta stop fighting people. You gotta stop getting in fist fights.
Says the guy who's challenging everyone who disagrees with him to a fist fight.
With people. You know? And just so you guys know, of the 100 fights I've been in, I started absolutely 0.
Then what would you call your emails to me where you literally tried to start a fight? Where you said, come find me in the ring, I'll fight you. Or something along those lines. Where was that, bud? Or do you actually just run for real? You know, you're like, oh, I didn't start it because you're a coward, which you are. It's fine.
I've never in my life started a fist fight. Not once ever. Never. So there that is.
Ha! Margaret, the sarcastic law student. Good to see that you're still here, by the way. It's a long stream. Says, if his car windows were more transparent, though, perhaps he would have seen that the road was closed. Fair point.
And how many have I been in? Hundreds.
Oh, so it's hundreds now, not 100. You can't even keep the number correct. That's fine. It's been 5 seconds.
Hundreds of fistfights. Where I'm from, you fight.
Yeah, where I'm from, we commit assault. Not the best argument. Like, you want police to be better. Like, de-escalation, bud. De-escalation. But no, you fight. Because that's where what you do. You want police to be better. Why aren't you being better? Why don't you de-escalate? Why do you have to fight? They can't fight, but you can because reasons? I don't understand. Explain this.
Someone calls you out, you fight. That's the way it is. And so you don't have a choice. One time, one of my best friends called me out. We stood there and looked at each other with our fists up for maybe 30 minutes.
Just 30 minutes of, Yeah, is that a reasonable response? It absolutely isn't. Hey, guess what? He called you out and you're like, I'm going to beat you for calling me out. That's not normal. You're the bully. You're the bully. Chili, you are.
We hit each other. Still one of my best friends to this day.
I don't really think that you have any friends, honestly.
What you guys are looking at is tomorrow I'm going to present a new system that there is no delay.
There literally would be. They would need the buildings, they would need the personnel, they would need the equipment, they need to put it all together. There need to be infrastructure for all of the transmissions. There would need to be laws rewritten, changed, addressed. There would be lawsuits to stop this. The delays would be enormous. No delays. Get out of here. Didn't you just say in the stream that the technology isn't put together yet? They still have to build it? Yeah, there would be a delay. You idiot.
In the implementation of the system. There is no waiting on putting this system in place.
You already said there was
waiting.
waiting.
As soon as we have a governor with enough cojones.
The governor does not have the authority to do this.
To put it in place, it's done.
Nope.
It's done. I'm gonna buy one of these.
Good for you.
I'm gonna buy one of these when you're putting stuff up. I'm putting up so much posters today, you have no idea.
So much posters. It's so many
I want to really show you guys a new way. That'll work.
Anyway, let me see if he's even got anything else to say. Let's see.
Those things come to an end with transparency. There's no more assault to get away, which is a lie most of the time. And then right now, the cops are charging people with two things. Number one, attempting to flee.
Yeah, people do that a lot, but that doesn't mean that's the only two things they're charging people with.
Attempting to get away, which is a lie most of the time.
Where's your evidence on most of the time? That's not. It's a lie most of the time. Probably isn't. I'd love to see where you're getting most of the time from. Like none of your other numbers, well, actually some of the numbers have been correct. But when you're like statistics, your statistics have mostly been wrong. 50% of people already do drugs. 11%, bud. Come on.
And then number two, assaulting a police officer.
Yeah, so when you resist, that can be considered assault on a police officer. You resist with violence. Shocking, I know.
Those things come to an end with transparency.
They probably actually don't. Probably becomes even easier to get that conviction.
There's no more assaulting a cop because they signed up for that.
You know, police don't sign up to be assaulted. They sign up to enforce laws. You're not supposed to assault police. So now it's not, oh my God. So I can just go up and punch a police officer and say, you signed up for it. You signed up to take that hit. You can't charge me with anything. And then they have to be like, oh, you broke my jaw, but you're correct. Really? That's idiotic. That might be the stupidest thing he's ever said.
There's no more.
2 police per car. I love that idea, mechanics. When I was doing patrol work, 2 police in a car was the best. It was the best.
In the middle of a fist fight with your brother where you're fighting about the guy who slept with your wife and
Did your brother sleep with your wife, Chili? What? That's still assault. What?
You and your brother are in this death fight where you're...
Death fight? So it's aggravated assault? Attempted murder? That's a crime, Chili! I'm pretty sure you can't even use, like, oh, it was mutual combat for a fight to the death. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing.
Punching each other like crazy, and then transparency shows up, and you're so mad you're still swinging.
So the cameras do nothing. The cameras do literally nothing. Got it.
But you don't get charged with assaulting a transparency officer because there is no assaulting a transparency.
So you can just walk up to the transparency officer and kill them, is what I'm hearing. You beat them up. Who cares? Do whatever you want to them. There's no assault. They signed up for it. They can't intervene in a fight because reasons. I don't understand. Explain. So the cameras do literally nothing. They don't stop crime. Got it. What do they do?
Officer.
And then what happens? So it is a fight to the death. It's a death fight, as he said. And one person kills the other person, and the other officer didn't step in to stop it because the officer, as a human being in the United States, still has the right to not put themselves in a situation that's dangerous to their lives without, a reasonable set of options. I'm pretty sure a police officer is not required by law to unreasonably endanger their lives to protect others. Now, would I have done it? Sure. Is it required? No. I don't believe it is. But you take away all the things, and then you take it to court, and the judge is just going to say, well, yeah, they signed up to be a mobile camera, not to stop crime. And then what? But now you've removed all police. So things just get worse, because now everyone realizes, thanks to this court case, they can just beat up anyone they want and get away with it, and there's no crime. And then they can just kill, maybe, all these transparency officers. It's not a crime. They signed up for it, right? Then transparency officers just don't show up. So then that becomes useless. So what's the deal? Or they quit, or they don't. Who's gonna work as a transparency officer when they know that you can just come up to them and beat them, and that's lawful now? Who's gonna be like, yes, I will be paid to be beaten up? Nobody. So now you have some sort of conscription where you pull people off the street and say, you have to be transparency officer. It's required because someone has to do it. You think that's going to go well? You think that's going to get good results? You think people are going to be happy with that system? Like, I'm not saying this is what you're looking for, but it has to make sense somehow, and it does not make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense, but no avenue that I am looking at here goes in a good direction. If that direction is it makes sense. The end direction, the journey to it makes sense, does not lead to a good place.
Because we're not here to charge you. We're here to help you. There's a big difference. People can't even...
Oh, Aaron. Yes, the show Eureka. Good show. I don't know if I ever finished the last season. I don't like to finish the last season because then it's over forever. Same with video games. It's a terrible habit. Anyway, great
wrap
show.
that around their head. Oh, you mean people won't be charged? Exactly.
Hold on.
Stop charging people with crimes. Stop putting people in dungeons. Stop.
Then why even have the cameras? Oh, the cameras are meaningless now. We can't arrest people. We can't charge them with crimes. We can't put them into prison. So just don't save yourself some money and just get rid of all police ever. Why not just do that, bud? He said it. He said the quiet thing out loud. Yep, these transparency officers will not be able to arrest people. There will be no more crimes. I called it in my video before. It's just, he just wants anarchy. Are you kidding me?
Stop arresting people. Stop taking people away.
Oh my God.
From their family.
This is insane.
And kidnapping them off the street. Stop. Change this system. Change this bullshit system.
Yeah, change it if there's an issue. Don't remove it entirely and replace it with nothing.
Change it. Change everything. Jason, crime is a manufactured...
It's a social thing, actually. Weren't you big on that social thing? Weird. Crime is a thing. We elect people into positions of office, and then they can write up laws. We generally can vote on that at the state level, at least here. We get to put in our input, and the governor can veto it. That's also an elected position. Judges are often elected positions. Sheriffs are elected positions, I believe. So, just remove all of that and say, screw it. Whoever has the most power wins. I mean, I expect that from him, actually, because I'm a big dude. I'll fight anybody. I'll win. Of course he wants to be in a place, in a world where whoever is the biggest, baddest guy has the power because he thinks he is the biggest, baddest guy. Of course that's what he wants. We figured it out, folks. We figured it out. Well done. I'm just, like, my brain is just trying to work through this, and it doesn't make sense. Literally none of this makes sense. And it amazes me people are buying. I think this might be why he's losing subscribers, because they're like, oh, this guy actually is insane. Cool.
Item. Yes, there are people who commit crimes, but crime as we know it in a prison system, if you don't have one of my wall graphics, I'll send...
His wall graphics are garbage. Knight's Nostalgia Nerd says, and thank you, by the way, says, I love seeing these insane ideologies taken to their logical conclusions. It proves I'm normal and provides entertainment. Right? I love taking them to their logical conclusion. It's so good. I love it so much. Like, but he isn't, and nobody else seems to be doing it, so I might as well.
To you for free.
He's losing his
connection. Ladder. So tomorrow night, get ready.
Anyway, he says tomorrow night, more things. There's another stream. I do want to go over it because, oh my God. I don't know that I will be on tomorrow. If you guys want, leave a comment in the comment section. Like this video if you want me to do it again tomorrow. I might have time to go over another one of these nonsensical things if we think it's even necessary. There's one where he shows off like a picture of drones in a bus, and I don't know what the deal is, but like, oh, I absolutely have to go over that one. But I think there's another one. Let me see. Hold on. All right, so we have this one. We have Transparency Sunday night suing Forney, Texas Police Department. Oh, that's a long one. I think we might skip that one. But then there's this. Guys, I have to go over this. Oh my, is this his plan? Is this his plan? Oh my God. I have to go over that. Anyway, I don't know if it will be Wednesday. The Thursday thing, there might be debate. There might not be. We'll find out. And then Friday, of course, normal stream. So at some point during the week, we should see what this is all about. But I don't know. I'll see. If I have time tomorrow, I definitely think I want to do it. But anyway. Oh, Archangel Truth. You were the one in his stream. We saw you in his chat. I'm not the one, rubbing his shoulders over there. You tell me I'm obsessed. You're the one whispering sweet nothings into his ears. So, good luck, bruh. Good luck. You are promoting a man who's promoting anarchy / surveillance state. Congratulations. You're a moron for believing this man. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. It's been a long stream. Thank you guys so much. It's been about 3 hours. My God, some of you stuck around for that long? You're crazy. But thank you everyone who participated. You know how much I love doing these things. And I think that's it. But if you have questions, comment section. If you want more of this, comment section. Like the video, dislike the video, subscribe for more of this nonsense. Keep an eye out tomorrow. There will be a video. If there isn't a stream, there will be a video. And it would be great. So, ladies and gentlemen, no, stop talking, delete Lawz. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, be good, stay safe.